Showtime. Can you hear me? Am I good? Live? Awesome. All right. Welcome to Trip Advice Live. As you can see, we have a new setup with some new great guests. And we're going to start off with a question right away. Starting over here, Emma, what's the most important lesson you learned in your last relationship or situationship?
I think it's probably like when you start doubting it, it's time to get out and like don't hold on to the way something was. Like my ex-boyfriend, he's one of the greatest guys I've ever met, like really a gentleman, great guy, but he was struggling a lot with addiction and it's like not something you can help someone through really. That's a personal journey and I should have, left right away when I had those thoughts instead of holding on to something it was at the beginning because things don't ever really go back to the way they are. Just kind of evolves. So when you know it's time to leave because there's always someone coming. There's always something better. Things will always, come, but you can't hold on to something that's no longer there, I guess. Okay.
So you were holding on to something. You were giving this person more chances.
But it's not only chances. Like they were just really struggling, and it's like, it wasn't something good for me to be in and it wasn't good for them to have me because I was kind of like a crutch. They weren't necessarily doing anything wrong. He just needed to be alone. And I knew that. But I, was in the relationship far too long than I should have been in.
So was it a mutual breakup or did you just leave?
I broke up with him.
Okay.
It was kind of bad though. I did it on Valentine's Day and I didn't realize it was Valentine's Day because we were long distance.
This is long distance.
Yeah.
It's only Valentine's Day in one part of the world.
And I didn't know it was Valentine's Day. And we were on a little break because, I was communicating with him like...
Where does he live? Or
in
did
Louisiana.
He live? Okay. Was it long distance the whole time?
No. Okay, so I'm in college. And we were dating like throughout high school and freshman year of college. Okay. And he was an athlete.
Okay.
And yeah. So that's a situation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Next.
Don't get married on paper.
Don't get married on paper.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you mean by that? Can you guys hear her? Good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my ex-husband is an immigrant. And we got together because he was my first kiss in high school. Oh. And he actually became domestic after I said I do, while I was pregnant. And so when we went to divorce, it made it so much harder to separate because he's a narcissist as well. So the divorce took almost a year.
You said as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Like you are also?
I'm sorry.
Or in addition to his situation?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So in addition to his situation, it just made it super long because he would like not show up to court on purpose. So yeah, just if I can go back, like if I get married again, I'll get married like a ceremony, but I won't do paper again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you in love with him?
I was super in love.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what made the big split?
So there was a time
you said earlier when we were discussing, you said there's a darker story. Is there something?
Yeah. So just like the
seems
domestic,
like a pretty normal.
Not really. I mean, he was like strangling me while I was pregnant.
Okay. That's not normal.
Yeah. Not normal at all. So like our son ended up having like a lot of health complications. And I think it was like due to like trauma during my pregnancy.
Okay.
So
did you see any signs of this?
Not
of him
really.
being this way? Was he like a totally cool guy and then all of a sudden?
Yeah, so he would open my door for me. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, you've never been treated so well. And then after I said I do, then he was like, tell me you're my property. And everything just shifted very quickly. And then I didn't want a kid actually till I'm 28 now. So I didn't want a kid until this year. And I used to sell health insurance. And he's like, if you have a kid now, you can retire sooner. And it was more like a trap. So
that's what narcissists do.
Yeah, he did that for sure.
You fall in love.
So I stayed for 3 years after because like his family would like guilt me. And then like they made me like drop charges because the state picked them up. And I didn't want him to get deported because they're like, we paid a lot of money to get him here, So I felt bad. But yeah, if I can go back, I just probably wouldn't have done all that.
When was that?
That happened. We finished our divorce last year. So I started my divorce in 2021. It finished last year in August.
Okay. Is he in Chicago?
He is now. So he lives in Northbrook, but I actually moved to Indiana for him. I was in Naperville before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you share custody?
He hasn't seen our kids since 2021.
Probably for the best?
Yeah, for the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How old's your kid?
He is 4, going to be 5, and he has Down syndrome, a feeding tube, and a colostomy bag.
Okay. Yeah, I think it said on your Instagram,
Down syndrome advocate.
Down syndrome advocate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have.
Okay. Do you do anything with that? Do you raise money or what?
I don't raise money, but I go and I talk to like a lot of people, and I use actually like my social media has 18,000 followers. So I like speak out about domestic violence, and I connect with like other moms that are in that kind of like thing to help them kind of get out of it. So there was a lady, actually, she just became one of my clients. She was in a domestic for 20 years, and she was like following my story, actually finally helped her leave. So,
wow.
Yeah. And then I do talk to girls at juvenile hall as well, too, because I was in juvie when I was a kid.
What for?
So I ran away technically. And after that, my mom said she didn't want me. So I went into the state after that. So I went from like juvie to independent living to foster care. And then I aged out of the system after that.
Any crazy stories from that?
Bitches are crazy in there.
Bitches are crazy in there. Are bitches crazy out of there too?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
No, I honestly I hated the system at first, but I think it actually kind of made me into like a really structured person. So everything I do is like super scheduled, and I'm very business mindset. So like I did start an OnlyFans, but my OnlyFans isn't like crazy. But I have made 40K in just a few months, and I don't do like anything like naughty, I guess.
So what do you do on there?
I do some topless now, but mostly it's lingerie. And then I sell a lot of professional shoots. So I sell them for about $60 for about 4 pictures.
So you've made 40K.
Yeah. And I started in December.
In the last, how many months?
6
Since
months
December?
Now. Yeah.
Okay. And basically no nude photos.
Yeah. The same stuff I post on Instagram for free.
Okay. And that's like was it average to $5,000 a month maybe?
Now it's slowed down to about $4,000 a month, but before it was about $8K a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the women on OnlyFans who are doing nudes are making up to like $80,000 a month.
Yeah. But they're willing to go like a little bit more explicit than I am. I eventually do want to have a partner, and I feel like there are some things that I want to keep specifically for a person I want to be with.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's move over to Lauren.
From like past relationship and last situationship, my lesson learned is always go with your gut. If you know nothing's going to change, get out. Don't stay because you've been with someone for years. Or if you see red flags, just get out and follow your gut. You know your gut's always right. So
similar to Emma.
Yeah.
It sounds like the exact same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Hers is a little different. Like I was in an 8-year relationship, and he was a narcissist, and he was not great. Hers was great. Just had personal issues.
Yeah.
Why did you stay?
I was in love, and we were in therapy and couples therapy, and he was a narcissist. So you think people can change, but they don't, even if they go to therapy. Anyways, I should have gone with my gut 4 years into it, but I stayed for 8. And then situationships after that. So that relationship ended in 2020, and I've been single since then. And even in situationships, now I'm like, no, that's a red flag. Gotta go. One red flag, and I'm usually, I gotta go.
So what were the red flags that you ignored in that 8-year
relationship?
Yeah.
Girls DM me saying I hooked up with your boyfriend. During
the relationship?
Name changes in his phone randomly.
Like Papa John's calling him?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No. Or like
It sounds like you've had that before?
No.
Okay.
No.
Or girls that I thought he was flirting with posting pictures of gifts I'd given him in the background. So like I knew like they were in my house. I used to travel full time Monday through Thursday, Tuesday through Thursday. Like they were in my house. So I'm like, oh, that looks like my house. Things like that.
What'd you say?
I called him out every time.
And what did he say? Did he deny it?
He denied it.
Damn.
Then
And
we
you
went to
believed
couples
it 'cause you
therapy
love
when he
him?
confessed it, and I had like facts and proven facts and pictures.
Did he
Sent
ever
him.
admit it?
After the 4 years, yeah. And then yeah, he eventually admitted it, but even to this day he's twisted it. And he has one of the last girl he cheated on me with, he's with currently. I hope she listens to this. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to ruin a relationship. But what he was doing to me, he's doing to her. He messages me still once a month, calls him the victim and I'm the crazy one. And I deserved it because I was gone and I wasn't there for him when I travel for work, things like that. So either way, when anything comes up at all, even if you're in your love, I stayed because my family's not in this state. Love his family still to this day. I love his family. I see them out. I think I stayed for that because I'm technically here alone in Chicago. I have a ton of friends, but friends not family. Friends aren't family.
Okay.
So the whole lesson learned is if you see any red flag and you know it doesn't feel right, your stomach hurts, get out. Don't stay just because you think you can change someone because you can't.
Was the only bad thing in this relationship that he was cheating? Was there any other red flags beyond that?
So we were together for 8 years, and like the last 2 years, we weren't hooking up. That's a red flag because he was with someone else.
Okay. And then beyond that, was there anything?
We're total opposites, and I think opposites do attract, but it was too far opposite. I like to go out. I like to be around people. He stayed in all the time.
Well, not all the time.
Well, no, he didn't stay in because they'd be in my place when I was out. No, so he did stay in all the time. And so just, you got to notice those things are like, his family is in the suburbs, and he'd always have to go like every few weeks to watch his family's house because they were out of town. So just like weird things like that. Why do you have to watch their house? It's a cat. The neighbor can watch the cat. Like that girl lived in the suburbs. One of the girls lived in the suburbs. So just like when you notice weird things, get out. Even in situationships, like my last one, he never posted me on social media. And when he reposted things, it was only to close friends. Like, okay, you just don't want me to be seen by certain girls because you're probably talking to them.
Was he a good partner other than that?
Not once the first person reached out and started cheating. Once that happens, I always say give someone a chance, because if I had cheated, I've never cheated. But if I did cheat and it was a true like one-time mess up, I would want to give someone a chance. So, okay, give them a chance the first time, and then the second time after that, you're not good.
So let's just hypothetically, let's play a little game called how do we try not to play victim in this specific scenario, right?
For me,
so
being a
yes.
victim?
So I'm just curious.
Yes.
Is there anything that you might have done or a way you might have been that led him to go off and cheat with other women?
I mean, I traveled. He's like, you're never home. He said I didn't cook enough. So when I came home from a 14-hour day at work, why am I not cooking? He wanted me to cook. Mind you, also, like I made more money. I paid more rent. I had a parking spot. He used my car for everything. So like I let him do those things because I wasn't home. Like I don't think I was a victim at all. At the end of it, I was like a little more angry, like a little more tense around. I'm like, get up.
Do you think that you acted in a way with him because of the fact that you were making more and you were doing other things that maybe you resented him?
Absolutely not. I always invited him out. Everything. I did everything.
So you were totally okay that you were the breadwinner?
I mean, I think things, even if I'm making more money, everything should be split, but we were sharing an apartment and I wanted a specific apartment. So I think it might have offended him. He now makes the same amount of money.
I think men can't handle it when a
he
woman
makes
is more of a
money
breadwinner.
now. Like I also modeled for quite a while, and he loved that in the beginning, but at the end, like, why? And I didn't have my degree at that point. Why don't you have your degree? Why don't you have a full-time job? You need insurance. So like in those 8 years, I got all of that. But like he pushed it. Like you love that I was modeling the first 2 years and like, oh, my girlfriend's a model. But then as it went on, like, all right, well, what are you going to do full-time? Like modeling is not going to last forever. And so like, I'm like, I'm going to get it done. It takes time.
All right. All three of you in the corner, you said men can't handle, what was it? When a woman makes more money?
I didn't say that.
Okay. So you don't agree with that?
No.
But you agreed with that.
I just think that specifically the type of guys I think that I'm drawn towards, they're kind of like, they carry on the alpha male character. So they like to be like the dominant, the in control. I do this, I do that. And I think that I have my own tanning business. I do spray tans.
Wait, hold on. Before we go off on this tangent,
Okay.
I want to go right back to the
Okay.
question though. So you said that men can't handle.
I think so. Yeah, I think some men. I wouldn't generalize all of them together. I think, it's specific depending on who. But I think the kind of guys like my type, yeah, I think that they get like a little bit uncomfortable if I make more money than them.
Because I don't think that women can't handle when a man makes less than them.
I don't think that's true.
I disagree too.
I disagree. Why do you make that assumption?
So you're totally okay for being in a relationship. You're making significantly more money.
I did it for 4 years.
I think as long as they step up in other areas, I'm more
Correct.
comfortable with it.
Tell me more about that.
So for an example, right, like I have a son, right? So if I'm doing everything to provide for you, I'd want it to be where you like helped more with the cooking, helped more with the cleaning, not also expecting me to like bust my butt and then come home and still be like, well, you're a woman, so that's your job. That type deal.
Okay. All
So
right.
as long
Let's.
as they see it as more equal.
We're going to come back to this. This is part of what we're talking about tonight. But let's move over to you and
Okay.
let's talk about the most important lesson you learned in your last relationship situationship.
Mine's a little bit on a lighter note. You guys are very strong women. 'Cause I can't imagine that. But I would have to say a great takeaway is we all know like communication is key, but I think we're never really told like healthy communication is key. So I'm Italian, so like we tend to scream, we tend to argue. We all know we talk with our hands. My last relationship was with an Italian boy, and emphasis on the boy. We would get into arguments over like pizza toppings. You know, I'd be like, oh, I want this. He'd be like, I want that. And then I'd be like, oh, actually, I changed my mind. I want your pizza. Let's switch. And then we'd get into an argument at the middle of dinner. So I think like the takeaway from that was healthy communication, like learning how to speak to one another. And I think that especially in 2023, a lot of emotions are high. There's a lot of sensitive subjects. So if you're not able to separate your emotional, I guess, like conversation from a logical conversation, that's going to ruin a lot of relationships. Doesn't matter if it's intimate, friendships, coworkers. And I feel like that's something that we were never like really taught. I mean, especially in my household, I'm Italian. So like, you know, I'm so used to like, oh, Carissa got a bad grade on a test. I'm going to ring her out for that, you know? So I was never like in school, you're never really told like healthy communication. You're supposed to be calm when you talk to someone, especially in intimate relationships.
So was it just communication that was a problem when you guys were fighting?
Yeah. Like, what do you mean?
Well, you said communication issues.
Yeah.
So more specifically, what was one instance of a communication issue?
I would have to say he had my location and my phone had died like while I was sleeping. And he was very, very suspicious of me, like, oh, what's going on? And I knew that my phone died, but I didn't know, like, oh, he was freaking out because my location turned off. And I guess, like, this instance, he didn't really communicate to me. He's like, who were you with last night? And I was like, what do you mean? I was home. I was like, you have my location. He's like, your location was off. And I didn't know what he was talking about. So I was like, what are you talking about? And then he just kind of went on and on and on. And then I just kind of derived the conversation. I think I went back, like, this is where my old immaturity was. And I'd be like, well, yeah, you turned your location off like 4 weeks ago. And I would just like throw that in his face. And I mean, I'm sure he turned it off for a reason. But like, I never brought it up to him then. And I just decided to bring it up to him like at that point.
What would have been the better thing that he could have done in that situation in terms of communication?
Well, for starters, making it like a calm conversation. He like tended to escalate situations, and I like to argue. So like I didn't mind it. I also don't mind winning arguments either. So like the conversation never ended until I won. Which
Wow,
like I'm not gonna
you're a very
lie,
masculine woman.
no.
Do you think that's healthy?
I was gonna
though?
say toxic.
You said healthy
but-
communication.
What were
is
you gonna say?
I was gonna
you
say
said-
toxic.
You
but
said healthy
Toxic, okay,
communication.
yeah.
it's just a little
No,
toxic.
it's
You like
not.
to
Healthy
argue.
communication is what you've learned, but you just said I have to win. That's not healthy
Right.
communication.
She said she liked to argue.
I'll be
That's
honest
kinda
though,
toxic.
like I think
Sounds like you need work in communication.
I think we all do though. I'm not gonna lie, I think we all do. Like I think there's always room for improvement.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But I think like specifically, I'm not gonna lie, I do think like I think I was right majority of the time. I could count on my fingers the amount of times I was wrong.
What was that word you said a second ago? Toxic?
Toxic.
Yeah.
No,
that could be it.
not me.
Okay. All right. Let's move over to Shawn. Shawn, most important lesson you learned in your last relationship situationship.
I've been saying this all year. My saying is, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck, right? So if it looks like a hoe, talks like a hoe, it's a hoe. And that could go for me too. Like people say, oh, if it looks cocky, acts cocky.
Someone just called you a nerd.
I mean, it's probably because I'm dressed up, you
Well,
know.
he's not a
for-
duck, So you should date
You
him.
know,
Okay.
it's what my business. But the most important lesson, be friends first. You don't really know somebody. Don't jump into dating. That's my important lesson. Because my mistake with my last situation, I'll admit I let her on, but only because I didn't expect her feelings to be that fast for me. We met at work, and when we went out, she was dressed up. I just had regular sweats on. My hair wasn't done. Like, I thought we was just chilling, going to get like a smoothie or something. She was dressed up, like toes out, Gucci slides, makeup on. Like, I was like, oh, this is a date. I thought we was just chilling. And then when we went out, you know, things escalated. I didn't like have sex with her, but like I could tell she wanted more. And I just played into it because in my goofy head, I'm like, you know, I could change that. Like, I can stop her from being up here and just bring her down. It did not happen. Like, she got clingy very quick. She was controlling, and I ignored all the red flags until it was too late. And then the result of that was we both lost our jobs.
Whoa. What?
Yeah.
How'd you lose your jobs?
So basically, fast forward.
That was
like,
that escalated quickly.
yeah. So fast forward, like by me not slowing it down and me not looking at the flags, I tried to break up with her, and I'm like, hey, I'm done. Like, I don't want to pursue you anymore. Like, I'm over it. She was not, and by us working together, I'm gonna see her again. So by me being, this was like years ago, but this was like my last situation that it was like a big important lesson. I was really bold. So I went to work this last day and I had, you know, what they call the spend the night bag. And she know what that bag looked like. But we broke up. So I had that conversation with her Friday. We had to go to work Monday. She seen that bag. And I promise you, like, it was up like from there, because when I'm leaving out, she was like, who you finna spend the night with? And I'm like, not you. And then I'll never forget, she had this red cup from Chick-fil-A. And she gave me like this crazy look. She removed that top, and I'm like, and I'm big on my fashion, as you can see. And the way I carry myself, I never let her on. I broke up with her. So I never embarrassed her or like, you know, I just took it as, why you trying to embarrass me at work? And I refused for someone to pour this red drink on my clothes. So I knew it was no coming her down. So
I disagree. I
What?
feel like you did that on purpose to cause a reaction.
what,
Why
having
would you
that bad?
Yeah, if you already knew.
I already broke.
You did play with her emotions.
let
But
her
I
on from the
already broke
beginning.
up with her that Friday. We
That
had that
doesn't matter.
conversation.
You didn't even give it time to heal. That's like rubbing it in her face.
But from day one, you didn't think it was going to be anything, so you let her on.
I'll admit that. that was
That
my
was
wrong.
toxic.
I'll
Like you like to
admit.
say.
I'll admit that was wrong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's a lesson
communication.
I had to learn. And like I said, that was years ago.
So the red
Obviously-
drink landed on you?
No, so by me being smart, because I'm always smart, I had to make
Not
the
too smart, bring that
decision.
bag.
All I did was I just slapped it out her hand. It was gonna be, she was gonna throw the drink, but it's not gonna be on me. I'd rather it be on the floor. But what made it bad is she tried to fight me. And by it being the place of work, you know, people seeing
She
that.
tried to fight you verbally?
No, like fight me, like fist fight me. Like she swung on me like I was a guy.
I don't blame her.
No, like she was fighting like for real, yeah. So,
What nationality was she? I'm just
she was
curious.
black.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I would have thought Latina.
Yeah, no, she was black. But like I said, it was years ago. I've evolved from that. But I'll admit my wrong. I let her on, and I should have been her friend first. But me not taking that path, that's how it turned into that.
I would just be careful with that, because
You don't have to.
if
be
you do
friends to
start
date
as a
someone.
friend, then you end up potentially in the friend zone.
That's true.
So that could happen.
But you still got. I feel like you still got to learn somebody before.
Things can always change though.
Yeah.
I knew my ex-husband since I was 15 years old. He was my first kiss. He changed when I was 23.
But it also plays into the age too, as well. Because like you said, you was 15, right?
When I first met him, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to skateboard together and stuff.
Because that was like, you know, that time. Obviously, when you become like older, it becomes different. That's
We
how I
didn't
feel.
date until we were
Or
adults.
maybe you were 15 and you didn't have the capacity or maturity to realize that he was not a good guy for you.
Well, we didn't date when I was a kid. We dated when we were older.
How much?
We started dating when I was 22.
Okay.
So,
so
but
you
we
knew
were
him for
friends that entire
7
time.
years.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this was a great icebreaker. We've learned a lot already from our panel, which we'll introduce in just a bit. So welcome, Trip Advice Live. We're going to do some announcements. We got some fun stuff happening today. First, yes, the plants are real. Confirmed? Okay. Everyone sounds clear and loud enough. Team? Yes?
Sure they're real. Are you sure they're real?
Yep, they're real. All right. Okay, so some announcements, super chats. If you guys have a question, if you have something to say, super chats will guarantee that I will bring it out here on the show. I will try to say some other things that you guys are typing away, but I know there's a lot of people who are very engaged here. So super chats will get you read. Also, coaching. People join the live. They don't know that Trip Advice is a coaching program. I actually had Emma here be like, wait, so what do you do? I said, I'm a dating coach. And she said, do you have, what did you say? Do you have a license? Do I have a license? No, I am an
dating coach.
I am an unlicensed dating coach and self-proclaimed. And my claim to fame is that we've had, I can't even count. So many guys get engaged, get married. Thousands of guys get laid, get girlfriends. It happens every single week. We have coaches on staff who are helping guys one-on-one. We have a coaching program called the Trip Advice Accelerator Coaching Program. If you want to learn more about how that works, how to sign up, go to tripadvicecoaching.com. When you go to that page, you'll see right there, there's a calendar. You can book a free call with my team to learn more about how coaching works. To give you a little bit of a preview, you get a one-on-one coach. You get access to all of my courses. There's about 90 hours of video content teaching you how to meet women online, how to meet women in person, how to build confidence, how to be amazing in the bedroom, how to get a girlfriend, and how to be the most powerful version of yourself so you can attract more women into your life and have more choice. You will learn all that and more at tripadvicecoaching.com. So go there, book a call with my team. It is free, and you can learn more about coaching on that call. All right. Next, we have a new segment called Rich or Bitch. And 4 people are really excited to play because, first of all, I'll explain what it is. You're not excited?
That's gross.
Not excited to win $100? It's real too. Okay, so Rich or Bitch is a popularity contest. So that means that by the end of the show, if you're still here, you get to vote who you like the best. Doesn't matter why, doesn't matter your reasoning. I don't know. Maybe I hate everyone here. It can't be me though. It can only be, we're going to do introductions in a bit, but everyone but Carissa over here. Can
Maybe
we get
it should be you. You can replace her.
No. No. This is for you guys. So you get a chance to win the glorious $100. So yeah, Carissa over here will not be playing, so you'll not be voting for her. I will say that again at the end of the show, but whoever you vote for, who gets the most votes, they get that $100 right there. Will you hand that to me, Emma? Yeah. Thank you. And also hand me the Malort, because if you get the least votes, you're going to take a shot of the most delicious liqueur that Chicago has to offer.
Super yummy.
It sounds, you guys have had this?
No,
So appetizing.
I don't even know what it is.
No, I have no idea.
No,
what it
you're not
is.
right.
I don't know what it is.
Oh my god.
I wish you,
Don't vote for her.
I'll try it on my own time.
I don't know what it
Please don't
is
vote for
either. Like, I've never.
I wish this was sponsored. It is not.
I have a funny story. I was at the bar last
Are
week.
you going to interrupt me while I'm
I
explaining
am.
Rich or Bitch?
You said I could interrupt.
You say I did not say you can interrupt.
He said I could interrupt. You can.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we'll get to you. We got time. So winner gets the most votes. This $100 bill. Loser, even if it's like a tie between the people who get the least votes, which would be 0, they have to take a shot of this. So you'll decide at the end. Emma, please help. Thank you so much. And now we can do our introduction. So Emma, let's start with you. We're going to do your name, which we already know, your age,
Okay.
where you work, your relationship status, and then what pickup line would work best on you. So
Ooh.
name, age, work, relationship status.
Okay, so my name is Emma. Hi, guys. I am 22, and I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's degree in entrepreneurship with a minor in marketing. I attend DePaul, so I live here in the city. Sorry, what were the other two? I'm like super
Pickup
ADHD.
line.
Pickup line.
What?
Well, you
Was
said
that
you
it?
said you were single, right?
Oh, yes, I am single.
Okay.
And
And
then-
what pickup line would work best on you?
Oof. I don't know. That's like such a hard question. I wish I had a little more time to prepare for this.
Just imagine just imagine yourself in the situation where a guy comes up to you and wants to talk.
I
to
feel
you.
like it's super cringy for a guy to like use a pickup line.
Yeah.
Well, let's just
I
say,
agree.
what
Yeah.
could he say at all?
Okay, what he could say. I don't know. Like maybe I have a beautiful smile.
Mm.
That's nice. I like when I hear that. Or like, oh, I just noticed you. What's your name? Like something casual. Like it doesn't need to be so, I hate pickup lines. Please don't use a pickup line on me if you see me out.
I agree.
Okay.
Do it depend on like the time of day too?
Yeah.
Or it
no,
could be like,
no
Oh.
pickup lines.
Like, I don't
what if
know.
it's like-
if it's really clever, like if you're a really smart guy and you have a good pickup line, like I'll enjoy it. But I just am yet to meet a guy with a clever pickup line. So, be creative. But I doubt it's going to work. Also, don't come up to me if you're too drunk. Like, I don't like that. That makes me really uncomfortable when guys are like, murmuring and trying to talk to you.
Can you tell if a guy is drunk if you're drunk?
Absolutely. And I don't get that drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well, you
I-
might tonight.
honestly, but I think it's be safe, ladies in the city. Don't get too drunk.
Okay. Over here. Name, age, work, relationship status.
I'm Mariah. I'm 28. I work at Moxie Allure in Logan Square. And then the pickup line, right?
Relationship status.
Relationship, single.
And
then
you didn't say that you do OnlyFans.
I do OnlyFans on the side.
Okay.
But permanent makeup is my main job.
Anything outside of that?
Well, I do a lot of car events. So I do a car event.
You're,
July
you're leaving
16th.
everything out.
Well, I do a lot of random stuff. So I'm on a show called Baddies of the Shy.
Wait, you're on what?
It's a show. It's coming out. It's called Baddies of the Shy. We're filming right now, season 1.
Bodies of the...
Baddies.
Oh, baddies.
I thought you said bodies.
Oh,
too.
baddies of the Shy. Baddies of Chicago.
Yeah.
There are like a lot of fights.
What's it like? What's happening
It's not
on the show?
fighting,
That's
actually.
about it.
So they organized the event Summer Smash. We just shot a music video with Cardi B downtown. I actually didn't do it because the pay rate was too low.
Oh,
They were
no.
only offering $150 for 4 hours, and I was like,
I work
absolutely
Summer
not.
Smash.
Oh, okay. Well, I could have did it for
There you
free. I
go.
was in Texas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, what pickup line would work best on you?
Um,
You know,
so if
or
it was a-
opening line. It doesn't
if
have
it
to
was
be.
a pickup line, it would say, "Hey, I have this business opportunity for you,"
Oh,
because I'm all about making money.
I like that.
But then you want the business opportunity and not.
Oh.
Not necessarily, actually, because I
Okay,
want
so
someone I
business
can,
and
I
pleasure.
can build an empire with. I don't want someone that's just going to try to take me on a date and bang me.
Okay.
I can buy myself dinner. Just saying.
Okay. Cool. Next.
I'm Lauren. I'm 34. I'm single but dating. I'm in sales marketing.
What do you mean single but dating? What does that mean?
I'm technically single, but I am dating someone that could potentially be a.
Would you call this a situationship?
No, we're not having sex.
You're not having sex.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of a situationship when you're more romantically involved.
Would
I
you,
don't have
hold on.
sex, and I
what did you
don't-
just say?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, like yay or hey?
Yay.
Yay, why
that's
yay?
good. I feel like a lot of women are easy these days.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I don't have sex unless I'm in a relationship
That's good.
Okay.
because I want to build on something. And
How
Doesn't
many
matter.
how many dates have you been on?
with this one person,
Yeah. Sounds like a lot if you have to think about
No, so like actual dates, maybe like 6, but I've also introduced him to friends and stuff. So he's been like out with groups and stuff as well. So I don't really consider those dates, but like he was out with me on yesterday, I guess. Oh my God, he's probably watching this. And
it. He's probably not watching this.
he said good luck on the podcast. Is
Okay.
it live? So maybe it is. Anyways, so I mean, it's been like into May. And I don't date. So into May is when I started dating him.
Okay. And when do you plan on having sex with him?
I just said I don't have sex unless I'm in a relationship and it's serious.
When do you plan on being in a
I
relationship?
don't know. That's up to him.
So
I'm not going to ask.
you won't ask.
I've never.
What if
asked.
he never asks?
Then I guess I won't be in a relationship and I can move on.
Why can't you ask?
I don't really want to. I feel like I'm
But
not.
you're badass.
I'm
You
all
make-
about
you-
girls asking a guy to get married, but I want them to ask me to get married. It's almost like the same thing. Like
I think men need to court a little bit more.
Yeah.
these days.
I'm all about I'm old school. I like to be courted, and it doesn't happen very often.
What do you offer in return for them courting you? Well, I guess sex.
No. Clearly, he's courting me, and he's not getting that now. My fun, my positive attitude,
For time.
my
Wait,
time.
I got
Oh
a
my
question.
God. My
So
time.
you're gonna give him sex when he gets in a relationship with
No.
you, or he marries you?
She said a serious
A
relationship.
serious relationship
So
where
a
I know we're
serious
together.
relationship, so not marriage, just a serious.
It doesn't have to be marriage. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's why I was confused.
No.
Okay.
But I mean, I'd like it to be no.
I mean-
Most serious relationships, I was in an 8-year relationship, 7-year relationship, and 2-year relationship. Those are serious. So when I date for seriousness. I mean, I've had flings, but even in those flings, I'm doing those flings for seriousness.
So all the past relationships that you just listed, did you have sex with them at the point of when they asked you to be in a relationship?
When they asked to be like exclusive fish. I mean, I don't know. I actually had this conversation with some girls yesterday. What's exclusive and what's boyfriend?
I'd say it's the same.
Is it? Then why do people say let's be exclusive? And then
Yeah, I don't
let's
think
date.
it's the same.
I don't think it's the same.
Some would be like, "You're my girl," but then they'll be like, "Well,
How
I told you we
could-
weren't
how-
really
how-
together."
How
There's a-
could
there's a
how could
guy-
two people say we're not going to be with other people and that is not a
Because
boyfriend
it
or a
gives them the
girlfriend?
opportunity to still like maybe go hook up with someone, I think, and not say it cheated.
I feel like exclusives mean you're just having sex with that person, but boyfriend, girlfriend, that means y'all doing other things outside of sex. Sex is included, but you're also doing other things just with that person.
Dating got so complicated these days.
Dating's
Really
always
is.
been complicated. I don't like dating.
Lauren,
Yeah.
so
Oh Lord. Yes.
that's an interesting dating strategy because,
Well, I don't like to date.
well, you are dating.
Yeah, but it's been like 2 years before I got into this.
Okay, well, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
whatever this is,
Yeah.
let's just call it dating.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys are not being, they're dates. It's not friend hangouts.
No.
Are you doing other things?
Yes.
Okay, so it's definitely dates. So this strategy is let's hold off on sex for a long time.
But it doesn't have to be that. That is just my strategy. Maybe some, that's just, also I require STD checks. So it doesn't, no matter what.
Okay, fine.
So like that takes time for a guy to be like, fine, I'll go get an STD check.
But this guy could be a really great guy
yeah.
and he
He
might
is.
not want to stick around
Then we
for
weren't meant
20
to be.
dates.
Then we weren't meant to be.
You're willing to let that go.
Yeah.
You're,
Because you don't respect
you're
my-
34 years old.
I don't care
It's
if
her
you don't.
boundaries.
If you don't
Dude.
respect my boundaries and what I want, then it's never going to work in a relationship. And then if you don't,
I
want that,
mean,
then
listen,
fine.
let's boundaries. I can understand maybe a couple dates, but we're talking
Okay,
like
you're married. If she told you
15.
I don't want to have sex until we're in a relationship,
No, hold on.
would you have left?
Don't deflect for a second. Hold on. Absolutely. First of all, yes, absolutely. I think most guys would.
Then it
I
wasn't
don't know,
meant to be.
Shawn. What do you think? She doesn't want to have sex with you for 15 dates. You sticking around?
There's no number.
I
on
100%
it.
am not.
Honestly,
Well, that's
There's no number.
You're
on it.
right, and that is where it gets to be a gamble for you.
Yeah.
What if this guy is amazing in all these
There-
other ways?
like,
Because
as I
right
said,
now
there's
you're
plenty of guys out there. She said that earlier. We all know that. Like, of course, if it's your soulmate, but soulmates get divorces too.
let me just say
Like,
this.
I
Not to
want
cut
to say
you off.
something. I want
another
to say something
guy.
real quickly. It's almost as if we're shaming men for wanting to have sex. Like,
No,
I don't want to be with. Oh, if
Can
he
I
wants to
jump
have,
in?
That's not
yet.
fair. I've
If he
also
wants to have
dated
sex with me,
virgins.
if he wants to have sex with me before 10 dates, I don't want to be with that guy.
No, I'm
What
not
could
shaming.
possibly be wrong with wanting to have that with someone and connect on that level?
There's nothing wrong with it, but
She's
like
saying
that's
she
just my
wants a
boundary. I've
commitment.
also dated a virgin. I'm not gonna like, and I that didn't change anything. And
Yeah,
we didn't
no,
hook
that's
up.
fine, by the
Like,
way.
but my point is like it
Totally
doesn't. It's all about
respect-
boundaries. Like
totally-
I've respected him, and like if you build that, I'm also like build that relationship before you're getting sexual, anyways, because that is what I go for. Because I have been cheated on a decent amount. Like might as well.
I know,
build
but
them
Lauren,
another
what
way.
I'm saying is your boundary is fine.
Yeah.
I don't care what your boundary is or what anyone's boundary is. Everything's different.
Yeah.
But your boundary, the reality is you might lose out on a really great guy,
might.
all because,
But that's my boundary.
Not
so
if
then
he's willing to commit, though.
yeah, but are you willing to do that at 34 years old?
Yeah. I don't really, I mean, I can be by myself. Yes, I want to get married.
Do
I
you
want to
want
have
kids?
kids. Yeah, I do.
You do want kids.
Yeah, but if the all in fails, go adopt. I have a surrogate. Like you have options. Like,
Yeah, I
there's
know,
so
but
many-
is that ideal? Do you really want to
no,
do
but
that?
if it didn't work out for me, then it didn't work out. Like it's not meant to be. I'm very like, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. I mean,
Sounds like that's not a priority for you in your life then.
oh, it is. I mean,
What's your number one
what do you
priority?
mean? And not a priority. I was with someone for 7 years, 2 years, and 8 years.
Well, it would
I
sound
like relationships.
well, I would imagine if it was more of a priority, you would have a little bit, you would be a little bit more loose with some of those boundaries so you can find a guy who would be potentially a
I
great
will
guy.
Never, ever
Because
be
most
with
guys are
someone-
going to want to have sex before 10
Yeah,
dates.
well, then it's
So
not
your
gonna work
pool
out.
is going to shrink very
That's okay
low.
with me because I'm not going to give
There's
in to
still
a boundary.
somebody for everybody.
That's my
There's
boundary.
billions
There's
of
someone.
people in there.
People won't get together after one date and they're married. I don't really care. That's just me. And if they really like me, it's not all about sex. So you like me for me. It's definitely not all about. It's great. Sex is great. Anything's
Yeah.
great.
Wow.
But you should know
Women
me for
don't.
me.
This is
They
right.
don't
to,
agree with me, then
no,
fine.
no. This is right to the topic. The topic, which I did not introduce yet, which is funny. I should have done that.
I didn't even say what I
The
did. I'm
topic
in
is-
sales and marketing.
Hold on. We'll get to that. Do modern women really know what men want? So far, the answer is no. Okay. What do you do?
I'm in sales and marketing and
Okay.
I model.
What's the best opening line or pickup line that would work best
do
on you?
not like pickup lines. I think.
Opening line. Conversation starter.
Oh. Hey, what's your name? Simple. Not, hey, can I buy you a drink? You at least need to know my name before you buy me a drink. My last fling thing.
Wait, hold on. We'll come back to that. I want to keep doing introductions.
Oh.
But
Hey,
thank you.
what's your name? Get to know me.
Okay, cool. That's good. All right.
So my name's Carissa. I'm 22 years old. I'm a student currently pursuing my bachelor or my finance degree. I also have my own spray tanning business. Yeah. What's the next question?
Pickup line.
Oh, if my
Wait, her
Sorry.
spray tanning
If you're
business is
single.
Tangent
Are you single?
Dangerous.
Oh,
Follow them on
I am.
Instagram.
Nice,
Yeah.
Emma. There you go.
Yeah, she's got to
my-
do the shout out.
My little marketing queen over there gets free spray tans for that. Shout out.
Thanks.
I am single, but got out of a relationship a little bit over 3 years ago. So I'm not necessarily like looking, but I'm not really denying anyone.
How old did you say you were again?
22.
22. Emma, you were 22
Two.
as well. Okay. And what would be the best opening line that would work on you?
See, like I've had a lot. I have like a few guys who've tried to use a few pickup lines on me, and I'm not a big fan of them either. But I will say, like, I think I've mastered the pickup line at a bar. Like as a girl.
You mastered it.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you got?
Okay, so like if we're at a bar and I see a guy and I think he's cute, and I'll be like telling my friends like, oh, I think he's cute. I'll like walk up to, if one of my girlfriends even thinks he's cute, to, initiate the conversation. I'll be like, oh my God, how have you been? How long has it been? I haven't seen you in so long. And then you just give him a hug. Just give him a hug. What guy at a bar is going to deny a girl a hug? So now you're already having like this contact with one another. And then he's like, oh yeah. And then like, I would have to say 100% of the time, never fails. They're never like, who are you? They're always like, oh my God, how long? Like, how have you been? And then I'll be like, oh, Chris, right? Or I'll be like, oh, like James, or I'll just throw out any random
How many times
name.
have you done this?
And are they
I
drunk
can
when you do
attest.
this?
It's been a couple of times.
Do they have drinks?
How many times have you done this?
I think it can vaguely work if you're doing it for a friend.
Wait, how many
not
times have you
yourself.
done this? You're not answering my question.
Like, I would have to say once it worked the first time, I just never, don't break it if it's not broke, or don't fix it if it's not broken.
So how many times have you done it?
I don't know.
I'm
Like,
just a guess.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think there's that many like cute guys in Chicago bars for me. So maybe like 5-6 times.
Okay.
I used
Cool.
to go out a lot. So like, I used to go out maybe like when I first turned 21, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So like, you got to factor that in for the past like 2 years. Do like the percentages and stuff to see like 5 to 6 times it works. But I mean, like sometimes once that works, like I don't want to continue talking to them. So then I'll have to be like, wait, I was like, did you go to like DePaul? Did you go to Loyola? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh. I was like, sorry, I thought you were someone else. And I'll just walk away.
Wow.
And then they'll follow me around the rest of the night. They'll be like, oh, hey. And I'm like, who are you? Kind of.
It's interesting. I appreciate your
Game.
assertiveness,
creative.
I guess, or we'll say
It's creative.
being proactive, because
I like-
most
Oh,
women
yeah. I'm a
most women
proactive
don't
girl.
do that. But it also adds to what I said earlier. How I said I think you're very you embody a lot of masculine energy.
I feel like that's not a compliment.
You just said most women don't do that. I disagree.
That is no judgment, just an observation.
I feel like I don't really have that much masculine energy.
Mm.
I feel like it's really sly. Like if anything, I feel like it's
With communication, I'm always
Okay, like-
right.
no, like
I always have to
happy
be
wife,
right.
happy life though.
Kind of intense.
Happy wife, happy life. I feel like everyone's heard that.
No,
That's very
I thought it was
feminine.
women don't
happy spouse,
respect men
happy
who
house.
act that way.
Yeah, thought
I
it
just
was-
think she's outgoing. I go up to people.
That's
I
great.
get it. You just
Yeah.
said most women don't do that. I think women
Well,
do
well,
that.
Emma, Mariah.
just
Well,
know
I don't
that.
know
What do
if
we
Emma's
got?
that as outgoing as us, not as in a thing.
Just
Yeah,
know
it's
most
you.
women
Let's
won't
find
take
out.
I
that
don't like
initiative.
a lot of people.
See?
Okay, so no.
I mean, she's my best friend, so it's kind of like a duo. Like I have to be the shyer one.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't work if we were both like crazy at the bar hugging all these guys.
Okay, so half the women here will do
hug
it.
half the bar.
I
like,
never do it for myself. I do it for my friends.
Yeah, I don't know.
And she does it for her friends. So I
Yeah.
get it for my friend. I
I don't
never
think
do it
that's
for myself.
crazy. I think it works, and I think
It
guys
does.
appreciate it. I think a lot of guys are sometimes threatened to walk up to girls.
100%.
Yeah, these
Especially
days.
Not
like-
threatened, scared.
Yeah,
I don't know
scared.
what they would find threatening, but
I mean,
scared.
maybe like
no.
yeah.
Listen, I think more women should do it. I think that's great that you're doing it.
I think
It's
so
just
too.
a masculine move. That's
I mean,
all I'm
it
saying.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
Over
I
here,
say tell all your friends
introductions.
to do that.
Name, age, work, relationship status.
My name is Shawn. My age is 28. What I do, I'm a stylist. I'm an image consultant. I model. My relationship status right now, I'm single and dating.
You said single and
Dating.
so you're dating
I am,
a girl?
Yeah, I'm dating 2 girls right now.
Oh,
Two
wow.
girls.
Yeah.
Did you make it obvious and they know that?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
good.
lie. I changed from that last
That's good.
story. Like I make my intentions.
Yes, just from the night bags now.
I don't do that no more. I got rid of the bed.
So you're dating 2 girls.
Yeah, 2 girls right now.
That's okay.
And how many dates have you been on with each of them?
I've been on 1 date with each of them. Both of them are new. This
Same
is
day?
recent.
Same day.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Oh, one
Don't
day.
try to paint me this picture.
Oh,
One day
no.
with each.
One
Same
date
restaurant,
with
they're
each.
back.
Okay.
Same
Sorry, talk a little louder because it's hard to hear you.
Yeah, 1 date with
Or just
each
to me at
girl.
least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Cool.
Were
What-
they the same dates? Like same type of setup?
no, so the first one, I'm gonna just say girl 1, she, took me out. She was interested in me. And then the other one,
Dude, all these girls
Yeah,
just
and then
going after you, spilling drinks on you.
See,
Just
the
but that-
nerds
loving
are
your vibe.
attractive to people.
I
Some
love
guy
being
called
called a
you
nerd,
so I'll call you a nerd. I like that.
But
calling
the
me-
other girl, it was through a friend. It
Oh.
was her birthday, and my friend introduced us. I didn't know she was single, and she pursued me. She was like, "Oh, did you bring your friend for me?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And we started talking,
all the girls.
and it was her birthday.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's how we met. We met on her birthday.
Nice.
How many dates would they have to hold out on sleeping with you for you to say, this isn't working?
Hmm.
You'd
Date-
cut me
date
right
2
away,
for
wouldn't you?
him.
You'd cut me
Cut.
right away.
I don't know. We'll find out. If he says 50, maybe not.
I could be in a relationship tomorrow. It's all good.
We
You
talking
could. Still
dates or like
gambling.
a timeline? Because
Well, I guess, yeah, it's a little bit of a mixture of both. But
it
No, I
honestly,
think you're right. I think it depends on like how often are you going on dates with
right?
someone.
Because
Like,
I'm
how well do
busy,
you know someone?
and that and
true.
the
So
people I'm
let's
dating are
kind
busy.
of work with both. I mean,
Yeah.
try to answer both if you can. I guess, okay, you know what? Yeah, you have to answer both to see. Like,
How many-
let's just imagine it's a date a week.
Okay.
So how many weeks, which would be equivalent to how many dates? Just if it's an
if
average
the
of a date a
connection
week.
is there, probably I'll wait 2 weeks.
What's that?
If the connection is there, I'll wait 2 weeks.
Only
Okay,
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Dang.
I follow the same philosophy. I just need to put that out there.
As me?
Yeah, as you. And I think it's how it should
Classy.
be.
Wait, what philosophy?
That
Wait.
yeah,
You wait till
sex is for a relationship. Respect yourself. Like,
Wait.
please.
Sex doesn't have to be a for relationship.
No.
That's just us. You
You
can,
can-
do the
you
first
can-
time.
Yeah,
No.
I
that's
mean,
great.
I guess
Emma, you
you're
can
right,
you can
but,
afford
like,
that. You're 22.
But
You could
What do
afford
you mean?
that
Why
I've been
can't
like-
she
what?
afford that?
I've been like
she's
that
a
my whole life.
model.
Yeah,
I'm not
she's
a model.
gorgeous.
because. All right, I just want to see.
What
I just
happens-
want to imagine if I want to go down this.
I got a
tangent.
question. What
Okay,
happens
We have a lot
if
to
you-
talk about. Well, we can go down the tangent. So
It's a good tangent.
It's a good tangent.
Your
You know, we're
pool
gonna
of
chat.
men right now
What?
is smaller than Emma's.
That's not necessarily
That's
true.
not. I just dated a 27-year. My past fling was 27.
Ooh.
That's great. But what I'm saying
Get a
is,
pool of young and old.
every year your sexual market value goes down.
Why?
Because more
like
men-
producing kids and stuff, or what? Why?
Well, for many reasons. You're not going to be as attractive as a person who's in their early 20s.
Yeah, but a 35 or older man usually may want a 22-year-old, but they usually want someone around their age.
I don't want a
Al-
guy
also-
under 30.
So you don't want a 34 or 35? Yeah.
No, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, this isn't a tangent I want to go down right
Yeah.
now. Okay, we got to stick to the topic. So, what's your pickup line? What's your opener? Wait, hold on. You said 2 dates. So at date 3, you're like, I'm done.
He said 2 weeks, I thought.
No, 2 weeks, but
2 weeks.
I'll say 5 dates. 5 dates.
Okay.
He'd be done with me.
And you haven't slept with the girl at date 5, and that's it. You're not going to call her.
It's like, because I believe what you won't do, someone else will.
Well, I mean,
So-
there's other things going on probably in those 5 dates.
But
not
with
like
me,
we're
if it's like 5 days, depending on both of our schedule, that's like what, 2 months within that. Because I'm busy and the person I'm probably talking to is busy. So trying to align a date, because to me, a date is like you spend a full
What if she
day
communicates
together.
it with you? What if she's like, listen, I know we've been on 5 dates, or it's been 3 weeks or whatever. I know we haven't slept together yet, but I'm just not ready to do that with someone until I'm in a relationship. Would you stick around if she said that?
If the connection's there and I really like her, yeah.
See?
Okay. And then when do you draw the line after that?
I only draw the line when it becomes like, okay, what are we doing?
Which
If
is
it
like
be-
when? Like day 10?
If it's
Would
around,
you, if she said that, you'd be like, all right, I'll double the amount.
because
because
if
you
she
said
double
that.
the amount and do that on purpose, then I feel like you're just trying to hold this over. Because I'm a firm believer of with guys, you're gonna. It's like you're withholding sex, but a guy's gonna treat you how he's gonna treat you regardless. Like whether you give him sex or not, he's gonna treat you like for me. If you give me sex, whether you do or not, I'm gonna treat you good. Some guys, they was gonna be that person anyway when they call it switching up, but he was like that anyway. That's how I feel.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Cool. What's your pickup line opener if you see a girl?
The first thing I say is, excuse me, because you don't know whether someone's busy or not. Because I don't like when someone's on the phone, because you never know. But I should say, excuse me, you look really busy, but I'll probably go into like the modeling thing. Like, do you model? Because I model. And then it depends on the conversation from that. Because I don't believe in pickup lines. It got to be genuine. So, but chances are I'll say something like that.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
and then depending on like the reaction, if it works, it works. If it don't, So,
Do you approach girls often?
no.
Or do you meet girls online?
I don't really date online. I don't want to get catfish. So, but in person.
Why don't you want to get catfished?
Is that a
Who
problem?
Who wants to get catfished?
Like-
Is that a thing?
Like,
I think it's just you're right. No one
People use my
wants to get
pictures.
catfished, but I'd say
Same
it's probably rare.
let me say it like this. When I tried to date online, no one wants to video chat. I'm not meeting up with you if you can't video chat first.
Someone's used my pictures on a date.
See? Someone's
used hers
Actually,
and
now that I
mine.
think
You
about
see?
it, someone
Like,
has used my
That's a
pictures.
red flag.
Baby's
Like,
right.
I'm not, and I had that happen to me too many times.
I think it's simple though. Catfishing, yes, it happens for sure.
Mhm.
But the way to just knock out all the people who are catfishing is just ask them to meet up or video chat. And if they
Yeah.
don't agree to those
Mhm.
things,
Yep.
clearly it's a catfish, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So today's topic, do modern women really know what men want? That's what we're talking about. So we want to get women's thoughts and of course your thoughts as well, Shawn, on if they know what men really want. Because so far in the live series that I've done here, they have not shown any clue to A, what men want, and B, if they even care. So my first question, and we'll start with you, Emma. What do you believe are some key traits that men generally look for in a woman? And we can also say in a relationship too. So both.
I think respect, support. I think it's really hard for guys to be emotionally, vulnerable. So someone who makes it easy and comfortable. patience, and like I genuinely think it's really hard being a guy nowadays. Like I really do, and I really feel bad for them because I put a lot of pressure on men. I know a lot of my friends do, and I expect a lot, but I think that I give enough to where I can have such high standards.
Be more specific. You give enough in what sense?
I mean, I guess like I'm Slavic. My dad's Croatian and my mom's Polish. So I was brought up pretty traditionally.
Yeah, Eastern European.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty traditional.
You know, I mean, I don't want to be like, oh, it's my job to clean, it's my job to cook, because it's like more than that. It's like when I'm in a relationship, like I want to build like, you know, a healthy environment for that relationship to grow. And like I'm fine working. The man doesn't have to be the breadwinner by any means. Like I'm not saying that. Like I do kind of believe in gender roles in a sense. And I think I don't want to be like, I'll take care of a man, because I think a lot of times women get into relationships and he's a great boyfriend, whatever. And then you have a kid and you have another child, you know, like you need a man, you need someone who's like mature and responsible. I just think like it's a team effort and I can play, like, you know, be a part of the team.
Cool. Well said.
Can I ask the question again? Sorry.
Yes. The question is, what do you believe are key traits that men generally look for in a woman?
I believe like a self-starter kind of woman, like more, I think they do kind of want a little bit more independence, because you also don't want to feel like the same way, like you said, like your child, like a man would become your child.
Yeah.
They don't want to feel like they become your parent either. Like I feel like a lot of women end up with daddy issues on the other end, and they want the man to be the provider and everything and for them and take care of them. So I think like someone that's like self-starting, positive, not really nagging too much, and like you kind of touched on, like going at it in a team aspect. And then I think someone that actually will let them be in their like sensitive, like, for an example, like men usually don't get flowers until they die. You know what I mean? Like gifting them like stuff like that, like stuff that would be deemed a something that a woman would only get, but let a man feel that energy, you know what I mean? And allow him a safe space to do so, because they're told all the time, oh, you can't do that, you're so weak. You know what I mean? But letting them be in a lighter sense and feel just like safe with you. Not being their parent,
so for you to give him flowers.
Yeah, I've done it before.
Or gifts.
Yeah.
Gifts. Like I don't give my guy flowers, but
I
gave my
flowers.
guy something recently, but it was more manly. It was like a hat. He golfs all the time. Like third date in, like maybe not flowers, but I give gifts too. It goes both ways. If a girl gets something, the guy should get something too.
I don't always think that either, though. Like to me, I'm actually really comfortable not receiving anything. I'm a gifter. That's just who I am. So I've always been an over gifter, even for people undeserving. But I also realize, like, for an example, like my parents grew up like dirt poor. Now I'm actually like probably one of the people that is like doing the most well in my family. So like now I like to kind of like take care of others in that sense. So just allowing the man to like be nurtured in a sense, but not become his mother. Yeah.
Okay. Lauren?
I think.
What do you believe are some key traits that men generally look for in a woman?
I think.
Or in a relationship, both.
All guys are different. So they all want something different. I feel like depending who really age group and who are going after, I think a younger group is really just looking for companionship and someone to hang out with and still play the field. But like older guys, I feel like want to get married, have kids. And then some guys who are older make it very known they're not going to have kids.
So what do you believe are some key traits that men generally look for in a woman?
Respect. Someone who, when I say respect, I mean like does the same things back that they do them for them. Like, I respect you for doing that. I'm going to do that too. Like I like the door being open for me, but I would also open the door for a guy as well. So like also like I think a lot of guys look for a girl to take home to their family. So if you can't take home a girl that you're dating, then you shouldn't be dating them. So like I get a lot of, oh, you're their girl next door vibe. I'm not always that, but people think that. And hey, I'll take that. But so a lot of example, the ex who is with the girl he cheated on me with. I was the girl he would took to all the parties, even though I think deep down he wanted to be with the girl he's with now. But she's not like all the girl next door got pregnant at like 16. Like, but I was the one, oh, she has this, she has a good job. So I think guys are like someone who has a good job. They don't always have to take care of. You can talk to the family and hold themselves well, who unfortunately is attractive. Like, and like, they're not gonna go for someone who's not attractive, and that's sad, but it's true. Someone who can hold a conversation, who's intelligent. Like, I'm actually deep down a nerd, so when he said that, that was rude. He can be a nerd if he wants.
It was a compliment.
Yes, I think it's a compliment. I don't know, someone who you can live your life with and not think, oh, this is just a fuck. But I'm always like, don't do that. Someone who's, this isn't just a fuck. I can respect her, and everybody around her respects her, and who can bring like positive energy into a room. Like, why do you want to date someone who doesn't light up the room? So, yeah.
Okay.
I feel like you guys brought up very valid points. I agree with almost everything you guys said. But I think that a man wants a woman who makes him feel like a man. Like, and I think there's a difference between like a man and a boy. And it really comes down to maturity, not age. That's something that I've noticed, being the ripe age of 22 years old. I think that a man, like going back to, way back, traditionally, culturally, a man wants to provide for his family. A man wants to do X, Y, and Z. A man wants to be the dominant figure of the household. And I think that men like women who make them feel like that. And I think that specifically I found a lot of guys feel like, oh, they don't really like when a woman undermines them. They don't really like it when a woman, like, not necessarily disagrees, but like will not follow their advice, not follow what they think is right. And I think that's like a huge thing. Like, a man wants someone who's gonna I feel like obedient isn't the right word, but I feel like they kind of just want
submissive.
No. In a way, yeah, I guess you could say. I guess it depends on your definition of it and how you would like describe that within a relationship. But I guess in a way, yeah, submissive. I also think that men want like feminine women. If you're a masculine man, you want a feminine woman. Like you said, I have masculine.
Yeah, I'm
energy.
shocked right now by your answer. I'm
like,
legitimately shocked.
No one's ever said that to me before.
Because have said what?
That I'm like a masculine person.
You just take initiative.
I don't know you that well yet, but so far I do see a lot of masculine traits.
I just think that's really interesting.
Do you bring in let me rephrase it. When you're in a relationship, how do you let the man embody what you just said about being in his masculine? Like, what do you do in the relationship or when you're dating a guy so they feel that way?
Well, I think it's not necessarily what you do. I think it's who you are. I think that going back to what I was saying, I've always been described as a very like feminine woman, and I'm.
So great. So what are you doing that's feminine? Is my question.
I do put a decent amount of time into my appearance. I think that's a feminine trait. I think men also do, but I think that women pay a little bit more attention to it. Maybe that's not exactly accurate, especially in 2023, but I do think that I know a lot more girls that take 6 hours to get ready than guys that can. I also think that I kind of like grew up in a household where, or like I guess family and culture, I'm Italian, I said, where like the man like pays for dinner. And I've also like been in a relationship where like if I offered to pay for dinner, he'd be really insulted. He'd be like, why do you think I can't afford it? Like, if I couldn't pay for it, I wouldn't have taken you out. So, and I mean, I am the first like child of my household, and I have a very great relationship with both my parents, but like primarily like my dad. And he was the one who kind of told me like, oh, if a guy doesn't want to pay on a date, like no problem. Like you pay for the whole thing. He's like, but then never talk to the guy again. Because like that's just not him exerting like his masculine energy, and that's not a feminine thing that I guess like that I would typically be doing. But I don't mind. Like, I think going back to what you're saying too, I kind of want to talk about this. I think a lot of women are either like, oh, especially in today's generation, are, oh, I'm like a girl boss. I can do this. I can do that. And I think that's great. I own my own business.
Yeah, you're a girl boss.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. I'm a girl boss.
Get it.
But
yeah.
but I also feel like guys like to buy you flowers. Guys like to do this. Guys like to take you out to dinners. Guys like to give you like experiences in life. And I think that's, that's if that's what they want to do and that's what they want to pay, they want to do that masculine energy, that's fine. Me, I wouldn't necessarily ask a guy out to dinner and be like, yeah, like dinner on me. I'd be like, oh, like, let's get a drink. Maybe I'd buy him a drink. No guy really likes it when I've ever like offered to do that. But I think most like primarily, like if I'm in a relationship with someone and I know that they're spending like dropping like $400 at dinner at this night, and then we're going to get coffee the next day and that's another like $20, and they're just spending money. To be in a relationship, you have to spend money, I think. I don't mind, like I'll go to the store. If I go to buy myself something, I'll be like, oh, this would look cute for him, I'm going to get this for him. Or like if I'm going to go get even like myself like a protein shake after the gym, I'd be like, oh, like, if he's working all day, working from home, I'll be like, oh, let me drop this off for you. Or if a guy's like at work and I'm, I go to school downtown. So like one of my, not necessarily like ex-boyfriends, but he was like my friend first, and we kind of like developed feelings. He was like working down the street. He's like, oh, I'm so swarmed. He was in accounting, so it was like tax season. And I was like, let me like drop off lunch for you. Like, we don't even have to sit down together. Like, I think it's just like a small gesture like that.
Small acts of kindness.
Right. And even though like I'm not spending $400 on this guy to like eat lunch by himself while staring at taxes, like, I think it just shows a lot. I think it shows that you care. And I think that that's what guys like. Like, yeah, that comes that idea of like nurturing someone. But I think it's different than, I'm kind of like still stuck. You think I'm a masculine person. I don't think that's accurate. I don't think that
so
at all.
far, so far it feels that way still.
I feel like that's right.
Do you think we're masculine or just her?
I think everyone is masculine but Emma.
I agree.
I think Emma is the most feminine woman here so far.
I think you're taking it more like masculine, like
she's the guy.
we're more like outgo. Sorry,
No,
she's
it's
a little
okay.
shy and,
I am like a little
nervous.
shy.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe you're not nervous, but shy. And
Definitely
Well,
not.
I think that like a masculine trait is
Just
like,
there when
yeah,
you tell her
masculine trait is
opinion.
very loud in your face, super opinionated, girl
Yes.
boss, want to conquer the
Yeah.
world. Like those are masculine traits
Yeah,
technically.
but that's why I think you're taking it a different. Like, I'm not masculine. Like, I'm also not feminine, where I don't put makeup. I mean, I have light. Like, I don't take the time. I take 15 minutes to get ready.
Oh, wow.
You said takes 6 hours. Like, then
Yeah.
I'm masculine.
Not-
if it
not
takes
really.
15 minutes, okay, then I'm masculine. I don't know.
No.
No, but I don't think
I'm not saying whether or not these things are good or bad. I'm just
No,
I'm
but I
just
think she's like, I
observing
think
what
you're
is.
taking it more like, oh, you're manly.
Well, I think,
when
like-
I don't think he's thinking. I think you're outgoing.
No, I think
I don't know
by your
about manly.
Assertive.
Manly's more. I don't know. I wouldn't use that word. Just
I don't know.
masculine.
I think by your
Yeah.
definition, I don't think that's like an attractive trait of women, like loud and
Yeah,
up
me
in your
neither. I
face.
Oh,
don't
you're
like
you're right. It's a very unattractive trait.
So you think
to
I'm an
men.
unattractive
I don't think
person?
I'm loud. I think I'm outgoing.
That was interesting logic.
That's rude.
Those parts of you could be. I'm still not 100% sure. I don't know. I sense you seem to understand.
Like, I just want to see what you're trying to say here.
I don't know yet. Just so far, I just think you have
I
masculine
think you know
traits.
what you want to say, though.
Yeah, but you also said we're masculine and she's more like
think
feminine.
someone-
Yeah, that's what I said.
That was not like
I think someone would really be attracted to the energy as
Yeah.
long as they could match it or be a little
you're
more.
like positive energy. I'm not saying you don't have positive energy,
I agree.
but like you're not.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't get offended easily, guys. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
But like,
Like, I
Well, I'm not
actually
offended
don't
either, but I just
know.
want to know
You seem
what
offended.
you
You seem very upset.
No, I'm not offended. Please.
She just
I have
never heard
I have a
that.
little brother.
It's a
I have a little
definition.
brother. I know
Wow.
exactly. I can take it, but I just want to like know what you mean, because I mean,
maybe she doesn't want to be called that again, so maybe she wants
no,
to change
I don't
it.
mind it. Like, believe me, I don't mind it.
She's gonna come
I
up
do
with that.
think that I can.
From what I've seen so far, it seems like of all the traits you have, the ones that are the masculine traits stick out the most.
So what's a masculine trait then?
What do you think a masculine trait is?
I don't know. If you put it in a book, like a guy who makes the first move, makes the first
assertive.
step, puts
Assertive.
assertive. Like if it's shy and awkward at the table, they're going to talk. Even though I talk the whole time.
Yeah,
I'm
so
a talkative person. You're a talkative person.
Carissa said that she makes the first move sometimes.
No,
She makes
No,
the first
wait,
move at
wait.
a bar trying
Yeah,
to meet someone.
let's
That does not
pause.
mean.
Yeah.
that's not. I think that's like
That's
that
what
can
I'm
be taken
saying.
two
Like, I
separate
know-
ways.
I would never make the first move for myself, but for my friends when they're shy, if I'm at the bar with Emma and she's like, I think that guy's high, she sure is not going to go talk to him. I'll talk to him for her. Like, okay, it's just going to
listen.
do nothing.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that that's what I've observed so
No,
far.
like I think you're right to an extent.
I now
I just wouldn't
to
use that word.
take that information, is that going to help someone in the dating process to have more masculine traits than feminine traits? If you're a woman, probably not. Now, I don't know exactly, because we haven't really discussed this, what your dating process is. So you have a lot of masculine traits, as I see. Maybe you tone those down when you're dating a guy on a first date. Seems like you do. You let him pay.
I think when you're comfortable, you're able to let your guard down and be in your feminine energy.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
What's my question?
I triggered you.
No, you didn't trigger me. I just don't know what the question
She wanted
is.
to know why you called her that. 'Cause
Yeah,
she's never
like,
been called that
that's what
before.
I'm
So explain that.
Shawn.
Like, why are you directly calling her that?
I've already said it like 4 times. Shawn,
Yeah.
anything to add?
My question to you is the if he doesn't pay. So if it's like a situation where like he forgot his wallet, like
happened-
Just
It's
talking
happened to me.
about that.
That's what I'm
Talking
saying.
about that.
Like-
That's happened to me before.
It's happened to me.
okay, because that happened to me, but I genuinely forgot it.
Okay.
But like, let's
You can
say.
sell us.
So what? My question
Don't forget
is,
your bag, but you
if it's
forget your
a first
wallet.
date and I forgot my wallet, like I get cut off. Right
Yeah, it's an
there?
automatic no.
No, I
No,
just
I think yes.
No.
I-
You said yes.
The
Yes,
shy
it
one
is.
says yes.
Yeah,
we all
no,
say
it
no.
I feel
Okay.
like life can be busy.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, Emma. Talk more about that.
I don't need a forgetful man. Like, okay,
that's
I'm
a-
really
yeah.
sorry. I'm really opinionated on this. Like, I don't need you to pay for everything at all. But if you're asking me out to dinner and it's our first date and it's my first impression of you, like, I can't be making excuses for you right away. Like, I'm just going to suck myself into a bad situation. Like, you clearly didn't care enough about our date to double check that you had your wallet in your pocket. As a man, you walk around with a wallet, your keys, you're good to go. How can you forget something like that?
But
What if he promises he'll
I was
Venmo
gonna
you right
say,
afterwards?
But what if it's a situation
should
where
say
he's
that.
at work and he went straight to work because like he had something to do like the night of. He went to work. He's busy with work.
Who was he doing the night before is the real question.
Like he had like a business or whatever. Like, you know, just productive stuff. He went to work. He's focused on that. Once he get off work
Too
to
bad.
meet with you for the first time because of his schedule, he checks and he doesn't have his wallet.
Yeah.
But he tells you something like, I'm not saying like he's just broke. He tells you like, I just don't have it this time.
We're never
But-
going on a date again. And I wouldn't accept a Zelle. It would just be like, I'm paying for
Right.
it. We're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I always
I can
pay
get
for
behind
it
that.
if they forget it, but I call them out later.
So basically, they're Judge Judy, and it's one and done. That's
it's
basically
black
it.
and
For her.
white. It's like
I get it.
absolutely. You
There's
know,
no talking.
There's no.
to them.
There's
about-
no gray zone.
That's
It's
what I
like
got.
absolutely finished after
Well, I
that.
just think it's an interest. It interests me that there's 3 boss bitches over here,
Respectfully.
but they ain't paying for the first date,
Yeah.
What?
and everything
What do you
should,
mean? Wait,
should be
wait,
equal.
wait.
said we would pay.
Everyone
Everyone
said
said
they
they
would
If
pay.
he forgot his wallet and it's happened to me and her, we would pay.
Wait, you're okay with
Okay.
that?
Yes.
Thank
I've
you.
done it before. She's the only one not okay with it. We all said
I
we'll
would pay. I'm
I was
not
so
gonna
shocked.
lie.
But you wouldn't
No
talk to him
way.
again.
So
Yeah.
shocked to
She's
even
the
hear it
only one
right.
who's not down with it. I mean, no one's.
She's
really
saying
down
she'll
with it,
pay, but she wouldn't talk to him after.
I think.
Yeah, I said the same though. I wouldn't talk
Yeah.
to them after either.
Oh,
So you
I
know
talked
what?
to him
I just
afterwards.
I don't know if I believe you guys.
That's crazy.
It's happened to me.
See,
He
I,
could-
I'm like trying so hard with all my might,
When it's happened to me,
but
'cause
I
it
just
has
don't think I
happened,
can believe
I
you.
just call them out on the next few dates.
I could show
I'm
you
like,
all
oh,
my
did you have-
transactions. I pay often.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, I pay. Oh, I've paid on dates too, but I pay. Like, all right, well, you'll get the next one, I guess. No, I don't know when he forgets his wallet. And I call him out on it. Like the guy who forgot his wallet, we dated for 5 months. It was like 3rd date in, he forgot his wallet.
Wait,
But what about that second date?
What do you
I mean, I always offer, no matter what. Sometimes he let me it's
Well, when
fine.
you offer, is it a fake offer? Or
No,
it's a real offer.
always offer.
Okay, it's a real offer.
Always. Fake. Don't go on a date if you want to be fake.
How hard do you fight him on it?
I wouldn't at all. I always pay
I
all
don't
my
like
offer,
cards.
and it's a trick
because-
question.
It's not a trick
I don't-
question. It's a
yeah.
real question.
No,
Sometimes
it is.
I will
It's
get
like a
up and
test.
actually, if I really want to pay and go to the bathroom and say, "Hey, put my card down." If I really want to pay, but sometimes now that Venmo's around and you do pay the guy that I'm currently dating, and
just know men
that been
appreciate
named?
the fake. Like if you're just gonna fake like you about to
Some
do
guy
it,
told me
we
that today.
appreciate
well, I
that.
don't fake. If
I
someone
throw in
wants
the
me
tip
to
if they
pay,
pay the bill.
yeah,
Yeah, we
or I
appreciate
get a
that.
drink at a bar afterwards if they pay the bill. Okay, let's get dessert somewhere else. I'll pay the bill.
Because when you don't do that, I'm not gonna speak for all guys, but you know,
I feel used.
I judge. I'm like, oh, you didn't even fake. Okay.
Did you?
Noted.
And just to double check, so the guys that you pay for the first date, you're interested in seeing them again.
Wait,
No.
I've never
Whoa,
been on a
wait a
first
minute.
date. Wait, I've
Hold
never been
on.
on a first
No,
date.
Carissa. You said no?
No. But I mean, like, I think
So if you pay,
It
this is
depends
what I'm
how it
saying.
went. and their
Depends
So you
how
personality.
it
pay for a
is.
first date because you don't want to see the guy.
I mean, this happened when I was really young. So it wasn't like a super formal, nice dinner date. We went to like this little like it's like a Chipotle like playoff thing by my house. And we get to the counter and we're finally like paying. And he's like, "Oh, I forgot my wallet." And I was like, "Oh, like it's fine, like I'll pay it." Like we were like friends before. So I didn't really think much of it. But then I'm like sitting there and I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, we just left his house. Like, did you really forget your wallet? And then I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird now. And then I kept on thinking about it and I'm like, okay, I've known this guy for a while. I know how he is with girls. I know, like, we were friends. So I was like, yeah, like, I don't think that it was actually an accident. So I didn't really want to talk to him after that.
Okay. Lauren, did you see the guy
Depends.
again?
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't the first date it was the second date. I think you forgot the wallet, but yeah.
Oh, so we're not talking about second dates. We're
I've
talking
never
about first
had a
dates.
guy not forget his wallet on the first date. First date.
So have you ever paid on a first date?
Trying to think.
This is what I'm fucking saying. I just said this.
No,
I just gotta-
I thought you meant just if a
I'm
guy
done with you right now. Mariah.
No, if a guy forgot his
Mariah,
wallet in general.
You paid on a first date?
have.
Okay. And you
Yeah.
saw the guy again?
Yeah.
Okay. How many times has that happened?
Well, I don't.
So we got
I
one
don't
girl
date
out of
very
4.
often. So if I date, I have to have like some general interest before we even go on a date. So if that happened, I'd kind of probably I'd pay for probably about 3-4 dates before I'd be like, all right, you got to pick up the tab next time.
What made you want to pay on the first date?
It's just who I am as a person. Honestly, like I make like $600 within an hour and a half. So I'm kind of like, other people work like a whole week to make that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's one client to me, and that's hours and hours and hours of their life.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it doesn't really matter to me.
Okay. Shawn,
What was the original question?
that's what I want to go back to.
Yeah.
What, now that you can speak for the men, what are the key traits that you look for in a woman?
Definitely in her feminine. I look for compassion.
And when you say feminine, I want you to be specific. Like,
So
what does that
what
look
I mean
like?
by that is allowing a man to lead and following him. And I understand like a lot of women, it's not a lot of guys that are worthy to follow, because you could be following this guy down like, a dark path and, be at the bottom with him. I understand that. But that's what I mean by feminine, just really taking that role as the support system. Because as men, I feel like we already go through a lot in this world. So having like that safe haven, that sanctuary, that's what I'm looking for. And I feel like most men is looking for that. Obviously someone that's gorgeous inside and out. Because a lot of people are attractive on the outside and are horrible on the inside, vice versa.
What's gorgeous on the inside mean?
Like I said, just compassion. A lot of people don't know what compassion is. A lot of people just want to be mean or just be selfish. I feel like when someone's mindful and they think of themselves outside of like their world and understand that, the world doesn't revolve around you, that's what I feel like compassion is, when you're just mindful of that. Someone who's open-minded and not really closed off on like someone. If someone likes a certain preference of something, they shouldn't be so quick to put their say on it or their thoughts. You should have an open mind to, oh, okay, I never tried that. Like, I never tried that food. Let me try it. Versus, I don't eat that, So someone who's open-minded, someone who's respectful, responsible, someone who's dedicated, someone who is really affectionate. A lot of people don't know what affection is, I feel like. They have these things called love languages, but I feel like, affection goes deeper than that. So that's why I feel like compassion, number one. I'm just keep saying that. Compassion. Someone who is.
What would be a really good example of someone who's acting compassionate towards you?
Like, if it's my birthday, don't just tell me happy birthday, especially for dating. That's all I get is a happy birthday. I can get that from someone at work. Oh, it's your birthday? Happy birthday. Like compassion, putting in effort, putting in thought into something. But
So
then
a gift?
It don't even have to be a gift, just something well thought out. So that's what I feel like.
Like a handwritten letter type deal.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I had a girl, she was trying to date me, And she was like, "Oh, your birthday's coming up. I gotta get you something." I told her all I want is a letter on how you feel about me. And she never gave it to me. And her excuse was, "I don't even write my mom letters." I'm like, it doesn't matter. That's what I wanted. But it just shows me that you're not affectionate.
Okay.
So
Any responses or comments to that?
I don't think he's really asking for a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, I used to do
No.
that with my ex-boyfriend. I didn't know that like a guy would appreciate it until I did like a little Valentine's Day thing. Like he was gonna be a coach or something. And I was like, oh, like, you know, like every time before a game, like open this and it's like a motivational cheesy quote. But like, you know, he really liked it. Like I hand wrote them all. And then after that I just started getting him like cards for like his birthday or like holidays and stuff. And he saved them all. I'm sure he threw them out now. Or worse. But yeah, I think like I like that a lot.
yeah. And like with one of my exes, I'm still cool with her. She stayed in this residential building. I kept all the visitor passes and I put in like a little like a pamphlet. She don't even know. If she's watching the show, you know, be like, oh. But yeah, I kept all the visitor passes.
What would you do if a girl gave you a lock of your own hair?
I'll be kind of freaked out, but it depends
Of
on
her
like
hair or his hair?
Of your own hair.
I'll be freaked out.
From one of your spending the night moments. He's like, she just took a little bit and she's like, here's a scrapbook, happy birthday. And then you see like, this is the hair from the first night you slept over with that.
It depends on the girl, honestly. If
Oh,
I like,
you'd
if
be
I
fine
like
with
her,
it.
if I like her, I'm gonna be like, you know, it's cool. But if it's like I just spent the night and
Wait,
we
I
don't
just
even
need to
have-
get this clear. You're saying the girl cuts his hair
Her hair. and
Or-
gives it to
No,
him.
no, I'm saying if
or
like
her hair?
no,
She gives her
like
hair
if you
to
spent
him.
the night at a girl's house and you fell asleep with your little spending the night bag. Okay, and then
I should have never told you that. But go ahead.
and then all of a sudden, you know, in the middle of the night, you just hear.
Oh,
snip.
she cut
but then,
it.
Oh, that's
But then
weird.
you know
that's
you're
psycho.
dozing back off. You're like, oh, it was TV. Maybe you guys were watching Saw or something. And then you know 12 dates later or something. It's your birthday. She's like, oh, here, I got you a little scrapbook, like all these pictures you guys took together. Say you guys went to a carnival or something, you know, tickets or whatever.
Is
And
there a
then
voodoo
you see
doll attached?
your own hair in there. This is like a hair from the
Has
first
this
night. you
happened? Or
slept.
are you
This
just
is
making
creepy.
this
I
up?
feel like she's
She's
gonna
like a
do this in the
Have you,
future. with
have you
somebody.
heard this happen before, Carissa?
She's gonna do this in the
Wait,
future.
think-
with
Yeah, I've
somebody.
heard this happen. No.
Do you think
I'm
this is a good idea?
No. But I mean, I feel like I personally,
gonna do that
I'd
in
be
the
a little
future.
freaked out. This is just me. I would be a little freaked out if like a guy started saving stuff randomly. Like okay, not that it's garbage. I'm not trying to say that it's garbage at all. But I would just like if a guy was coming to my apartment saving the tickets, I'd be like, okay.
And
It doesn't hold a lot of sentimental value.
let me
to
just say this.
Yeah, Shawn, go ahead.
Let me just say this. This goes back to what you said about the whole masculine thing. Like, I feel like, the women I came across wouldn't have that viewpoint. But that's what he means by masculine. Like he said, like, I can see you saying that. Like, if I did that to you, you'd be like,
No,
yeah, this is trash.
I would fake the funk. I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, you'll fake it, which is even worse.
But you just said if girls fake to pay the bill, that you appreciate it, even though you know it's fake.
How do you
I'd
know
rather
it's
you
fake?
just be real.
How do you know I'm not? How would you know if I was faking it or not?
Because of how you are.
But I
Am
mean,
I
if it
faking
was a
it?
different girl that you didn't know, like you know that
How do
I
you
just
know?
told you, I could be a great actor. You never know. I could be joking about joking.
You're joking.
I guess the only way to tell is how many times are they being like, are you sure? Are you sure?
You
Are
should
you
say
sure?
it all.
What?
Don't ever say, "Are you sure?" Then you are probably faking it.
Who? Wait, what do you mean?
When you're
About the
paying the
bill.
bill, are you sure you're not gonna? You want to pay for it? Just
I
So
pay
then
also
when
for
you
it.
think
go
that
to fake
offends
offer
people.
and
I
they
never
say,
faked. I want to pay the bill. Let me pay. No, I took you on the date. I really appreciate. Can I get the next one? Because like, who knows if this is gonna go 5 dates in? I don't know. Like it goes. I've never faked it. Like
I feel like
do you
faking,
really fake
faking
it?
on a date and
I don't think
faking
I
a
do.
gift
Do you
is two
fake it?
different
I
things.
feel like if I don't like a guy, I'll offer to pay.
oh,
Really?
I don't
I can.
know.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I
before.
like a guy.
And is that because you're gonna end it after that?
I'm a big ghoster. I won't even give them like, I'll literally, like, and that's like, I think that's like honestly, like, I will identify that's my own problem.
Have you been called toxic before?
No,
You sure?
no.
why do you think she's toxic, Shawn?
Because of what she just said. She said she would just ghost.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You've never ghosted
Well,
someone
have you been
before?
ghosted? It's not a fun feeling.
I
mean,
mean-
I've not been. I don't think I've been ghosted.
It goes back to what I
wasn't
said.
Feel ghosted.
I
How
was
many
in
of you
marriage
ghosted a
therapy.
guy or girl before? Raise your hand.
You're
Okay,
such
I'm
a
so okay. But
See,
also,
this is why I don't like having friends on.
yeah, I just have a question because it's like I've never ghosted someone I've been serious with, but you know, like if a guy's come up to me at a bar and like on my number, like I've not responded before, and I guess that's technically ghosting.
I wouldn't say
That's
I
not
wouldn't
ghosting.
say that's ghosting.
I don't. Either.
Okay,
Ghosting
so
is like you were once in this person's life somehow.
Oh, then I
A
a little bit more
Oh,
substantially.
no.
I would
But that's
think
just
that
not
you just need, like,
responding.
the DMs
no,
type
no,
deal.
yeah,
No.
I mean, if you want, well, okay, if you did respond once and then you didn't after that, that'd be ghosting. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
do
then
that
yeah,
too.
I've done that a lot.
Lauren.
No,
Really?
I've never ghosted. I'm usually honest. Like, hey, I was dating someone else. I like him. I'm gonna see how it goes. Sorry,
See,
you were
my,
a great guy, but I see more potential in him. I usually just straight up say it's not. I don't want to go on a date. I'm also dating her.
Do you get
I'm-
icked out by guys? Like, is there one thing that a guy can do that makes you not want to talk to them anymore?
Yeah, when they flaunt their money on dates, or
How do they do that?
when they pull out a
I'm a
stack.
trust fund baby. I got this. I don't fucking care that.
Oh,
I do not care.
You can swear, it's okay.
No, I do not care if you're a trust fund baby. If they mention that or icked out on dates,
So, what do you care about? What do you look for on that first date?
someone being nice and someone I can trust. I have trust issues, and if I can't trust you, we're not going to work out.
I'll show you like a million
I don't know if I trust you.
billion men
I don't know if I trust you.
who have those exact qualities.
Yeah, but you think you know them. You don't know if you know them. So
That they're nice.
no, okay.
So all these guys, the whole world is fucking evil. All these guys are just
No.
terrible
No.
people.
The only thing worse than having a boyfriend is having a girlfriend.
nice,
are,
like
I think girls are more crazy.
like
I
a
don't
lot
date
of guys are
girls anymore.
sweet, but like
You don't
I
like
see
Wait, what do you,
girls-
I
Chris,
don't
what do
date
you
girls
mean?
anymore.
Oh,
Oh, you
I thought you
buy?
said you don't like girls
No,
anymore.
no.
I was like, what do you mean?
Wait, what did you mean by that statement?
Like, I have a younger brother and a younger sister, and they're both around the same age. And I think the only thing worse than having a boyfriend is having a girlfriend. Like, I think especially like
do you mean a
young-
man acting like a girl?
What? No, I mean like
Like a
Like,
genuine
if-
girlfriend?
okay, so like let's analyze my relationship and his relationship. I do think that sometimes the girlfriend it could be crazier than the boyfriend. So I think that it's worse to have a girlfriend than it is to have a boyfriend.
Do you think girls are crazier
all
than
girls are
boys?
crazy.
Not all girls, but I think like
Well, there's not all anything, right? There's always
Right.
exceptions.
yeah,
But
but you said all.
generally
right,
speaking.
right, but yeah. So that's why I said. But no, I think like I do think that girlfriends have the tendency to be a little bit more fun, a little
Okay.
bit more crazy than boyfriends.
so are you crazy?
Are you?
I mean, he's bringing bags to
I'm just
get. No,
asking.
I mean, like some would say, like having a spending the night bag is a little crazy.
yeah.
That was in the old days when I was younger.
Hmm.
I thought you said you're talking to two girls right now.
Yeah, some would say that's a little crazy.
Yep. But that's dating.
Some would say wearing suspenders is a little crazy. I don't know.
No, they just call that
You know.
nerdy.
It is nerdy, you know.
Okay, you guys are triggered or ganging up on him. What did he say that made
I
you
did
feel
not
this
gang up
way?
on him. I'm not a gang up.
I just said the
I
word
s-
crazy.
I've been called
But
crazy.
I thought you agree with that. You think
No,
that
I've been
generally
called crazy
women are
before,
crazy.
but I mean, I don't think I'm like crazy.
I don't think women are. All
You've been
crazy.
called that before?
Like I think everyone's been called crazy before. If you said you've never been called crazy before, you'd be lying.
Well, how many times have you been called crazy?
When I was younger.
Like probably not more than the average woman.
If it
Which
looks
is
like
what?
a duck, quacks like a duck.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
It
just
kind
saying.
of-
I don't think I've
I'm
ever-
just saying.
I've never been
I
called
think
crazy.
guys love controlled chaos. I'm
I've
gonna be
never-
honest.
They
You're dating the
love
wrong man, that is why
controlled
you-
chaos.
I think
Toxic.
guys love controlled chaos.
That's toxic.
I'm
What is
trying to
controlled
figure that out.
chaos?
What is that?
I've never heard that.
You don't want controlled chaos. No guy wants drama and stress.
No, not
Lauren,
drama and stress.
I agree.
I'm
Hit
talking
the
about
nail
like
on the
controlled
head.
chaos.
Controlled chaos. Chaos is stressful.
Yes.
you don't want
Men do
chaos.
not want chaos.
No
I
one
think
who
a
wants to
guy
get married
wants a
wants
girl-
that.
They want peace.
Chaos
Who
can
wants-
be adventurous too.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a guy
but-
wants a girl who like wants to show that they're wanted. Like I
Yes.
think that's a little bit of controlled chaos. Like even if you show a little bit of like a little crazy side of that. Like for example.
Yeah, I would love an example.
Yeah, for example. Maybe it's just because I'm 22. Like maybe it's just because my dating pool is, like
Wider, according to you.
It's not according to me. It's the facts.
What
Her
is
dating pool, massive right now. When you ladies are 34, your pool will shrink substantially.
I have a pretty big pool.
Your
I believe
pool was
it.
also very large when you were 22.
I was in a relationship at 22. I wouldn't have known.
Either way, it was, and now it's smaller. Just how it is. But anyway,
Right. So, like in the past, I mean, honestly, like I don't know if maybe it's just the Italian boys that like it.
Like,
Like,
I'm dating an Italian guy.
oh, you are?
He is from Sicily.
I wonder if
from
I know
Sicily.
him.
Oh gosh.
It's her cousin.
And I don't get
Yeah, what is my cousin?
I don't get called crazy.
But,
and we don't like chaos. And if there's chaos going on, I'm out.
Like I think that especially like in the first like I would say like my college boyfriend. He went to a different college than me, but we grew up in the same town, but never spoke to each other until we were both at the same different college. So it was like a long distance situation. And he would go out to the bars, and I'd be like, "Oh, like try not to flirt with other girls," like like a small little jab. Like he would say, like I think every girl has thrown this out. Maybe when you're immature, maybe when you're younger, whatever. Like a guy would say something like, "Oh, I thought you said this," and you'd be like, "Nope, wrong girlfriend." Like stuff like that. Like I think like that's a little crazy. But I think guys kind of like it sometimes. Like guys like a little.
you
playful
think that
joke.
guys like that because when you play games like that, it can draw guys closer, especially guys who maybe have their own traumatic experiences that they've had in the past. So then they become a little bit more addicted to a girl who might act crazy. Where like a mature guy who has dealt with himself and knows himself sees that crazy, he's like, I'm out.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that's a valid.
But if I
point.
hear that, what you saying, I'm out.
Yeah.
How do you mean?
Like if a guy's like, oh,
Louder.
if a guy is like, oh, you're out with this. What did you say? You're out with this person? Like,
No, like
don't
if you
trust
took one to
that.
the
Like,
bar.
wrong girl. That's what she said.
oh, like I would, if I said that, any guy I'm dating now would be like, okay, bye. Like if I said that to the guy I'm dating now, oh, wrong girl, he'd take offense to, like, I'd take offense to that if a guy said, oh, wrong guy. It's like you're trying to like trigger him
when you're
to
younger,
want
it's
you.
a little bit
I
more
don't know.
playful though.
Yeah, I mean, I just have a really, I just like I like to joke,
I think like when I was younger,
It's
I
an
would've-
unhealthy joke,
Honestly, I think when I was
You
younger,
think it's unhealthy?
I think it's
It is.
toxic. He said, I do think it's toxic.
It's
but
a mind game. That's
it's a
what it
mind
is.
game, and I
So-
want out of those. I probably did it when I was younger. But
Women
I'm also,
like the games. Men don't like games.
I don't like the games, but I'm also
But
12
men
years.
play a
I'm
lot
12
of
years
games
older
as
than you.
well.
Yeah.
I'm 12 years
What
older than
games
her,
do
and I
men
don't like
play?
games.
Men talk to multiple women at a time.
Exactly.
They will bring a spend the night bag to
Exactly.
work knowing they just
That
broke
is
up with
true.
someone.
But with the multiple women, it depends on the guy.
He
With
did
me,
say he
that's what I'm
could
saying.
girls
I
night.
told
He
both
said he's
of
been honest,
You said
but
your
a
girls
lot
know.
aren't. And this doesn't have an age cap. Okay,
No.
this
Right.
can be from men in their 60s still messing around with young women to
Yes.
a teenager. You know what I mean? It doesn't have a cap. So
Wait, what doesn't have a cap?
about like basically like them playing games, like men and women play games. It's just how it is. And although you say like men don't like it, they play just as many.
Do you not think that dating is like a game?
Oh, dating is absolutely
Oh,
a game.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I mean, I don't
It's a
think there's
game.
anything like.
Okay, good point. I'll be more specific. So I would say hard to get. So women like men that are hard to get. Men don't like women who are hard to get. Your thoughts, Emma, talk to me.
I don't know.
See, Emma, I don't know if you said a lot of interesting
I mean, I
and
can
things I've
elaborate
agreed
on
with tonight.
anything.
Hold on. You said a lot of great things tonight, but you're also quiet. So this is where I wonder if she's going to win the 100 or not.
So
Okay.
then I'll be quiet.
No, I don't. I see. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, Emma, please.
So the question is, could you repeat it? Sorry.
So what I said was a statement that women like men who are hard to get.
Mhm.
Men don't like women who are hard to get.
Okay. Obviously, I'm not a man, but I would kind of disagree. I don't know. I think if a girl is like easy to obtain, she's like not so much of like a prize or like a coveted thing. And I hate to like objectify a woman like that, like I'm not saying like women are a prize, but I think it's just like men are kind of wired to like, kind of be addicted to this chase, and they want to feel like they accomplished something by, receiving or like gaining like a respectable woman. And I mean, for me, like, I don't want to sound like this is kind of taboo, but like I don't sleep around. It doesn't mean it's like easy for me. It doesn't mean like I don't have a sex drive. like just because I'm quiet, just because I'm reserved doesn't mean I'm not a sexual person. Everybody is. It just, I have a lot of self-control. I'm 22 all throughout college. You know, I've been super strict on myself. It's not like there haven't been times where I've gone like too drunk and been tempted, but I've always stayed strong to my beliefs. And I think that's really respectable. And I think a guy would be really proud to have a woman like me, a woman with those qualities, and a woman who knows her worth. Because like, I really believe me, like, okay, I'm younger. So like being 22, the guys are not so mature, and it's a really easy way for me to weave them out to see who's serious. And if a guy can't respect that, I don't want to sleep with him right away, and it's a really big deal for me, he's not the guy for me, and he's never going to be. And he just wanted me to be like a, you know, like a quick piece of meat, in and out, like ready to go. Like, I don't want that. And I think that's like really traumatizing for women to go through. And I think a lot of women have been used. And like, I'm really thankful that I don't have that emotion. I don't feel that way. And I feel like I've really dated genuinely good men. So yeah, that's what I have to say.
Cool. Real quick, someone said there's a distortion. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, you bring up a good point. I would say that a man would definitely be a little concerned if he might want to sleep with a woman fast, but be careful what you wish for, because I think that if that does happen, the guy is going to be like, wait a minute, if she slept with me that fast,
Who
is
else
she
is-
sleeping
yeah.
with other guys that fast? But and more the game plan that I'm talking about is maybe also just easily available. So not just easy access to sex, but also, is she texting me back 3 days later? Is she saying okay to plans and then canceling? Is she kind of hard to get a hold of? It's hard to read her? Yeah, that might make him addicted to her. I think that will happen with men and women. Like, there becomes a chase, and we will end up chasing that if we get a little taste of it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, men don't like this, and women almost need this, because if a woman meets a guy and he's always available, he's super responsive, he's almost borderline kind of needy and always there, women will be more sensitive to that than the other way around. I think that if a man experiences that, he's going to be a little bit more. I'm getting some head nods. Shawn, what are your thoughts on what I'm saying?
I feel like it's a thin line between desire and desperation, because
And I think the line is thinner with women on how they're viewing it with the guy, where a guy is, well, you know, he still does want easier access. It is really hard for a man, especially in 2023, to be able to have lots of options and lots of choice. All you women here and all the other women out there have so much choice at default. So that means that for a woman, she can be more selective. For a guy, it's kind of like, all right, once I have a woman, or at least I'm getting a taste of it, I hope that this becomes easier, because once this doesn't become a thing, I got to start all the way from scratch and get my ass back out there and create tons of value and swipe on tons of girls and do tons of approaches and get rejected all the time.
I do think a lot of men get denied, no doubt, hands down for sure. But I think I don't know. I think I've met a lot of men who like get a lot of women, like a lot of female attention at least. Like sometimes I've like been texting guys who get more attention from like the opposite sex than I do. Like I've talked to guys who like have more Instagram followers than me, more girls commenting on their pictures than I have girls commenting on my pictures.
Yeah, it's a skewed perspective. There are guys like that for sure.
Right.
But that is a very small percentage of men. Most men, your average guy doesn't experience that. I don't know. Shawn?
I was gonna say they did like a Tinder experiment. They had like this model guy. Like he had like his profile and he had like model pictures. He was in shape, and they had like some regular girl, and they started the same profile, same age, same bio, and she got way more swipes than he did. Like I think 10 times more swipes. So it is harder, even if you're an attractive guy.
Do you think that there's more girls on dating apps than guys though?
They might have thought he was a catfish.
I'm just using that as like a standpoint on it's different when it comes to like the approaching and the initiation with just, dating for guys and girls. That's what I'm saying.
Shawn, what are your thoughts on this idea that we're talking about here about men wanting more easier access, hard to get? Like, what's your experience with that?
I just feel like I said, it's a thin line between desire and desperation. Like, of course, as the man, we like to like go through the pursuit process, but at the end of the day, by doing that, you're putting yourself out there for, like if I'm going through all these hurdles and you're like running away, it's not gonna work. So I feel like most guys, they want someone who will at least meet them halfway or will run towards them versus I'm just going to keep chasing you. So
yeah, men don't like to chase.
Exactly.
I'll be on your side when you say that. I can understand a woman saying, no, that can't be true. Like I see that all the time. I think that's just like a perspective thing. Like you might have had experiences where you see that guys continuously chase you. So you might think, oh, well, he's chasing me, so guys must like this because he keeps on wanting me and I'm not giving him a lot. But in reality, it's fucking hell. For a guy, it's absolute hell. For a woman, it's like a little bit of hell. Obviously, no one likes to chase. No one likes to be in that position. But I feel you will respect a man more if you have to chase a little bit. Even just a little bit, to an extent, right? It's like a spectrum. If you have to chase too much, it's like, all right, I guess this guy just doesn't like me. But you want a little bit of that chase. Thoughts?
Because just imagine, I was going to say, just imagine you living your whole life and you never had someone initiate to you, but you always did the initiation. That makes you think like, wow, like, do I need to change something about myself? And then it makes you appreciate it more when someone comes to you versus you're always the one doing it. So that's like the point you're speaking to of like the man's view.
Right, exactly. What do you guys think?
I think the chase is like really subjective because I think that once you're in a relationship with someone, that doesn't really exist anymore. I think when you're dating, yeah, like, but I think there's also the saying like in love with the chase, not the kill. And like going back to what you were saying before, like,
yeah, that's really like that really brings in traumatic people. People who have traumas, people who have had rough childhoods, those people will be addicted to that for sure.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, I'm agreeing with what you're saying. They might like that chase, but it's like, oh, once they get him, it's like, all right, this isn't fun anymore because they're not getting that addiction almost.
Right. And I think that, like going back to what your original question was, I think like nothing in life worth having is easy. And I think that goes for women and men. And goals and stuff. And I think that especially like what you're saying too, going back to what you said before that question, like if a man is too available, I think it makes me less interested in them.
The thing is, it is easy for women.
What do you
Dating
mean?
is easy mode.
Like easier than a guy, but I wouldn't say easy.
Significantly easier than a guy, yes.
Like
Lauren, you're giving me faces. I want to hear you talk.
Hey, I'm trying to be quiet so I can get some votes. No.
Again, I don't know. Jury's out on that.
I think dating's not easy. I don't like to date. I think it might have to do with waiting. And for me, it's different for everybody. Like it is hard waiting to hook up with someone, to have sex. Like it's not just what she said. Like I have a lot of, like I'm never going to cave. I have a lot of, like I may want to do it on the first date, but I'm never going to do that just because of my values. And
so is it what makes it hard for you is that you desire to have sex, but you're holding yourself back from it?
Yeah, because I don't want to be used. I have a lot of friends who have sex on the first date and they just are so upset when they ditch them 3 dates later and they don't get a lot of dates. That's not why I don't do that.
But it's interesting. I feel you're overcompensating though, right? It's like you're going to the point where you're not going to sleep with this guy all the way until you guys are in a relationship. Wait, is it a relationship or exclusive?
It's not like I'm not doing things with the guy, but like
I know, but a guy wants to have sex with you.
Okay, well, if then he can wait.
That's fine. He can, but then
and if he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to. Just like she said, I respect my boundaries. I respect myself, and it is hard to date because guys do want to have sex, and I understand that.
Do you care what men want?
Yeah, but also I care if you respect me.
So you feel if a man wants to have sex with you, he doesn't respect you?
If he's not going to wait, you're not respecting my boundaries.
If he's not going to wait, for how long?
I mean, I'm not putting a timeline on it, but like,
what if he said today, hey, let's do this.
All right.
We're
Are
like-
we
we're in a
exclusive and in a
We're-
relationship?
Yes.
Then maybe that gives it's not like it might happen today, but it is opening the door then. And also usually
Wait,
like
so now it's
if he says, okay, let's be in a relationship, we're not doing it then. Like I still want to feel comfortable and I want to know I'm not being cheated on. I'm not being played. That's also why I probably don't do it right away. I want to know we're in it for the long run. I'm not just gonna be doing that unless we're in it for the long run.
Yeah, you have trust issues.
I'm well aware of that.
Yeah,
I never
no, for
denied
sure.
that. I never denied that.
Yeah.
I should have said that. I said that like 10 minutes
I
ago.
got masculine energy. You
I
got
don't
trust
care.
issues.
I do have
we
trust
don't have to
issues.
pay for therapy ever again. That's for sure.
I was like, yeah, but also like, yeah, I don't trust things, people don't trust, but I also, you got to build that trust. That's what dating for. That's what dating is. That's why I say you might as build that trust and not hook up right away and understand them and see if you like them without that. Mind you, we're not just sitting there all day, not kissing, like don't touch me. It's not like that.
I know. I understand you're doing other things,
Well, maybe I'm not.
but you're not
I'm-
you're not doing everything that he
Yeah.
wants.
Well, yeah. I mean, this isn't just the guy I'm dating now. Every single guy I've ever dated, you're not going to have sex with me right away. I've stated it.
So
Usually
you've
first to
only
third
had
date,
sex with people that
I'm
you've been in a
exclusive with.
relationship
I'm
with
exclusive or in a relationship
since
with.
forever.
But like I was with my first boyfriend for 7 years, my second boyfriend for 2 years, and my third boyfriend for 8 years. I've been with.
So you've had sex with 3 guys.
And then that 2020.
We're still going.
You can count on my hand how many people I've
I
been.
know. I am right now. I'm
No, I'm
working
not
on
going
it.
to tell you how many people I've been with, but I'm just saying those are long-term relationships. I thought
Okay,
you'd
so
give
they've all been long-term relationships.
Also, I've had exclusive relationships since 2020 when I broke up with the 8-year boyfriend, and I have been with those exclusive relationships. But when I say exclusive, we've had that conversation. We're not hooking up with anybody else. I see a potential. That's why I asked earlier, what's the difference between exclusive and dating or boyfriend? Because I personally think they're somewhat the same, but the only reason why I don't think they're the same, it gives me or the guy like, oh, I met someone else. I didn't cheat on you. We weren't in a relationship.
No, listen,
that's
Lauren,
like an out right there.
you have a great thing going for you. You have a low body count, which what it seems like, unless you've been in
I
like
do.
30 relationships,
No.
when that's a little weird. But
I've had fun from 2020 to now.
but that's good.
I've had a lot of
Men
flings, but I do have a low body count. But that's
Men
who
want
cares
that.
if you no, because I have a best friend who hooks up on the first date every single day, and she's great.
well, yeah. Well, I wonder if a man would know how many men that she slept with, she
I doubt
probably
she's
would not
saying
be
that
great.
in a conversation.
Yeah, probably
but I'm
not.
saying in a conversation because if we're not going to have that communication, then don't date me.
Let's talk about that for a second. Other ladies on the panel, how do I phrase this? So men don't want a woman who has a high body count. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're practicing it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Shawn? Yeah, Carissa, go ahead.
I was just say I think I follow like Emma's philosophy too, where like I think it's, and I think you were saying it too, like even with the OnlyFans, you want to save some things for like that special person in your life. And I think that like personally, maybe it's because I'm young, maybe it's because I'm naive, maybe it's because I'm in dumb love, but I do like think that like sex is like a special thing, and I think it's should be shared with someone who's important to you and someone who you think is going to be around long term. And I don't shame other women or men who want to like hook up and have like one night stands or hook up buddies. Like that's fun. That's a little bit of like the controlled chaos, you know, but that's just not me. Like that's not who I am. That's not morally how I am. That's just not me.
So knowing that men don't want to be with a woman who has a high body count, are you going to be, I know you are, Lauren, going to be very extremely selective with who you sleep with.
Yeah.
Emma, Carissa, Mariah, are you guys doing the same thing?
Yeah. My grandmother used to tell me nobody wants to use napkin. So
See?
I have
Nobody wants to use
That needs
napkin.
to be on the
I mean,
shirt.
and there's like
Yeah.
STDs that float around
For
all this
real.
world. You gotta be safe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
smart. Like I said, I require STD checks even before I hook up.
I think though, like
I'm
doing it for a man is different than doing it for yourself. I think that a man isn't like, I don't think like, okay.
I think I know where you're going with
Yeah,
this.
for like
Are you
from-
going to say right now that you shouldn't do it for a man? You should do it for yourself.
No, I'm just going to say like, I just don't think it's attractive as a guy. Like, oh yeah, didn't want to have sex with multiple men because I thought you would think that's gross. I think
Why is that wrong?
I just think that a man
not
is going to
wrong.
be more attracted to a woman who says, I hold myself to a high standard, and I basically what we were saying before. I think it's different. I think it's like, I think it's just different. And I honestly do think that if there are women out there who, are suppressing this sexual desire of theirs just because they think their future husband is going to appreciate it, like I just think you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
I do not think that. And I don't think she thinks that.
No, I think that they're doing it for the best reasons.
Right. But that's what I'm, but I'm not
I do
saying
it for myself, for my own values.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm trying to
Well,
say.
for sure, you should be doing it for both.
Yeah.
But both equally. I mean, all of it. Like there shouldn't be. I mean, I guess. Well, they go hand in hand. If you're a woman who is trying not to sleep with people for self-respect, it's probably equal to the fact that you're trying not to do it because guys wouldn't want that.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I don't even lead
I
them on with
agree.
dates though. So that's the thing. Like
What's
I'm
that?
not. So I don't really go on dates really. Like I kind of just like focus on myself. I'm more focused on my career right now. And when I do want to go into the dating realm, maybe then I feel a little differently. Like I wouldn't put a limit on a time that I would sleep with someone, right? So I wouldn't do that. But also,
So you would sleep with someone
not on the first date
sooner.
or anything, but yeah, if there was a connection there, because you could know someone for X amount of time and that doesn't mean you're going to last. Okay. My parents were together for 28 years and they just separated. You know what I mean? So that it doesn't matter if they're your first, your last, or whatever. It's just how much you're willing to put into the relationship and how much respect you're willing to give each other. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I guess it's more just a conversation of like, if you can attract a guy, I
can attract a woman too.
same. No, but like I have tons of friends who have hook up on the first date. Who cares? That's not their value like mine. And some people are in 2-year relationships from that. It doesn't matter. It just they want that, then fine. I don't really think it matters. And if a guy doesn't want to respect not having sex right away, then don't be with me. And then if you want the girl who's having sex right, then go find them. There's plenty of them. That's fine. Like you're just not dating the right person. There's so many different girls out there. There's so many different apps. Like find the next person. If you want to have sex in the first 2 weeks like him, then go find a new person. Sorry, I'm
Like
going to
him.
say it. Well, him,
Like
as in
him.
he said 2 weeks. I said him
Well,
2 weeks in.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, like a lot of guys would.
Okay.
would
Well, a lot
wanna
of
do
guys you would
that.
think that. A lot of guys I've dated hook up on the first date and they respect me, they like me, and they want to be with me.
I do feel like women play a little coy though, and they will lie about their number.
Oh, of course they'll lie about their number.
And I think that's kind of like, just be honest.
Yeah.
Why
If you
not?
lie about your number, we don't look
lie?
at you any differently.
But it's like, why though?
Well,
you know what I
because
mean?
you wouldn't know otherwise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
'Cause it's not like
but
an
it's
X
like for
amount of
me, like for an example, like I'm becoming a little bit more known, right? So I would hate for me to be like in this starting
More
a
known. You
relationship.
mean like an OnlyFans?
No, well, that too, but not even just that, just my normal social media without that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I barely started like promoting OnlyFans on my own social media. But even without that, I don't want someone to be like, yo, I was with that girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and have been honest.
Are you concerned with your OnlyFans account and how that can affect your dating life?
I considered it at first. So actually, on the way here, I had a conversation with someone that I did try to talk to before, but they were kind of focusing on like their business and getting their stuff together. So we didn't end up in a relationship. But he was like, I'm actually surprised you started OnlyFans, because I always said like, I did kind of look down on the women about it because I figured it was just kind of more of like a soft porn kind of thing. Like you have to do that. You have to expose yourself. But also in the first month and a half, I made 15K, and it was only lingerie that I was posting on Instagram for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just don't know if
So I just feel like
guys
I
still
feel like-
have, even if it's lingerie, even if they're
I feel like it's just
showing lots of skin, even if they're a model. Shawn, do you ever get
It would- it would be their
unattracted
comfort.
to a girl who's showing a lot of skin? At the bare minimum, of course, steps above that might be OnlyFans, porn, etc.
I was gonna say, if we're in a relationship and you're posting that, it's a conversation. Like my
Yeah.
question, I was gonna ask you, would you delete your OnlyFans to be in a relationship?
100%. If I thought that it can, because I wouldn't date just to date. I would date for marriage. Okay.
Okay,
I'm
that's
nearing
tight.
30 years old. Okay. So I've already been married once, but again, I wouldn't want to marry on paper again. I already said that earlier. But if it is going to be something I'm going to be committed and this is going to be my life partner and we're going to build, 100%. because I don't mind, because I was fine without OnlyFans before. I didn't have it in my marriage. You know what I mean? I started it after my divorce and everything out of respect. So even though he did me wrong, I still respected him to wait until that was finalized before I even ever considered it.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like that's the divide because, like, you know, as guys, like, we like seeing that online. But if it's like, this is my girl relationship, and you
Yeah, of
still
course, you're not
posting
going to
it,
want your woman like shaking her ass online. I
Right.
understand that
Would
completely.
you go for a girl who had an OnlyFans before, you know, before
I
you're in a
actually
relationship?
I dated a girl that had an OnlyFans.
And you knew she had an OnlyFans before.
I did.
Okay.
She told me.
You're okay with that?
Yeah, it was fine because, like, it depends. Like, for me, it depends on the guy. It depends on the person you're talking to. A lot of guys probably would get turned off by that. But, you know, me and her, our rapport, like how we communicated, how our friendship kind of was, I didn't really mind it because every time she's with me, we're doing X, Y, and Z. So it's like, that's online.
And she continued to do OnlyFans when you were
Yeah.
together?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
making her money. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, you know.
Everybody has a hustle.
Yeah.
Well,
Not- no
yeah,
matter
but
what
not
we do.
everyone does it for, you know, nudes.
Yeah.
Or
Well, that's what I'm
lingerie.
saying.
Or,
She's not doing nudes.
And not every
Yeah.
guy.
she is. Yeah, she is.
I do
Not doing
I do
full
topless now,
nudes,
but
yeah.
no, that's it.
Well, okay, half nude.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
again,
not every guy
my
can
boobs are
handle
getting cut
that.
off in a year, so I don't really
Let's
care
do.
about them.
I'm curious. Let's do a poll in the chat because I haven't heard that before. I haven't heard any guys who would be interested in being with a woman who has an OnlyFans. I'm sure there are some.
Yeah.
I
It
bet
depends on
guys-
I haven't really polled this before. So real quick, in the chat, would you, yes or no, would you date someone who you know right away if they have an OnlyFans? Yes or no, put that in the chat, Carissa.
I was gonna say, like, I also think that I've met a lot of guys. I mean, I do spray tan, so a lot of my clientele could be like strippers or bottle girls, and they tell me that they have a hard time finding men. And even some of them, like,
Do they say why?
they
Or just
think,
blank? Just or,
no, I mean, I think it's obvious. I think it pretty much insinuates what you said before. I think that a lot of men don't really like it when, you know, their girl is kind of like out there. Especially like bottle girls and strippers. Like strippers more. That not a lot of guys want to date a stripper for obvious reasons. But even bottle girls.
what do you think the reasons are? I'm curious. Like you said, for obvious reasons. What do you think the reason is that a man wouldn't want to be with
I think
a bottle girl
for
or
the
a
same
stripper?
reason that a man wouldn't want to date a girl with an OnlyFans. You know, I think that what you were going back to, like, and even you kind of agree, like, it's a respect thing.
Yeah.
Even if I'm talking to a guy, I won't post like a video of me like working out that I know, even though I'm not purposely trying to sexualize or objectify myself, I know that men out there would see, oh, tan girl, sweat dripping down her, she's cute, she's hot. I wouldn't necessarily post that if I was seriously in a like intimate, like even not intimate like sexual, but like intimate relationship with someone out of respect.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Hold on one second. I want to do the poll. So if you can count this real quick. So I asked, would you date someone who has an OnlyFans? No. Nope. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. No. 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 What do we got? Almost feels even. Maybe a slightly more no's. Oh, another no came in.
Felt like more no's. I think it just depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Depends.
much she would even be willing to do
Yeah.
on their deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
We got
depends
a
on the
yes,
connection
another no.
and who it is.
Yeah. Well,
Interesting.
I send out mass messages and I'm like, don't ask for this or you'll get blocked.
Yeah.
So
Okay, you were going to say Shawn.
I was gonna ask you.
Me.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
Okay.
Have you ever? Because you say you like to argue. Let's say you and your guy are into an argument. Would you post something like, you know, like provocative? just to
Absolutely
say-
not.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely not. I mean,
Do you now?
do I post provocative?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I'm a 22-year-old girl. Like, me working out at the gym could be provocative to some like men, but no, not necessarily.
Would you post? Would that be a story or a post?
What do you mean?
You working out at the gym?
I mean, no, not really post. I try to post like things on Instagram that I feel are worth posting, like things I want to share, like good memories. But I mean, I also am very into like health and wealth, and I try to share my healthy lifestyle with other people in hopes that I can motivate and inspire other people. So, you know, if I go to the gym and I get in a good workout in hopes of someone, you know, who's sitting at home, maybe they feel depressed, maybe they feel insecure about themselves. If I could do something that makes them encouraged to do something to better themselves in their life, I would post that. But I'm at the same time, I'm a woman. Like, I have woman features. Like, if I take a picture of myself in the mirror after a workout, some people might say, you know, even if I wear leggings and a workout top, like, it's could look provocative, even though some might say it doesn't, some might say it does.
But maybe there's just like a small part of you that says like, hey, I'm kind of looking good. My butt's sticking out. Like, maybe the guys are going to like this a little bit.
What do you mean? Like, would I post a picture of my butt?
Well, it sounds like you're posting pictures of yourself working out, right?
Like
And
I'll
you're
take
saying,
like videos
you're saying
of
it might
myself
seem
working out.
provocative because it is an attractive woman in, you know, showing more attractive parts because it's tight clothing.
Right. Like, well, I mean,
So I'm saying, is any part of you being like, I kind of look good right now?
oh, I think
Let's get
everyone
let's get
posts
a
when
little
they
bit of
look good.
attention from the guys.
I don't really necessarily post for attention from guys. Like, if I post a workout video of myself, primarily like doing legs, I tore my ACL. So like, I posted like my workout videos of me during my recovery. Obviously my butt's going to be in it. Obviously a lot of men like looking at girls' butts, but I never really posted it in so that a man would think, oh yeah, she looks good. I know that a man might think I look good with a dress on or jeans on or even sweatpants. I've had guys tell me, oh yeah, you look great in sweatpants and sweatshirts. That's my favorite way when I see you. But I think that when I post videos of myself like working out, if I posted one of my ACL recovery videos, like obviously I'm using a lot of legs and I'm showing my full body so that someone can see what I'm doing. I think guys can look at it and think a certain way. And that's just, you know, natural.
Got it. Let's do some super chats. I know these have been coming in. Mike Denver says, what to do with a girl who is hot and cold? You often say filter for women with high interest, but she is the only one who shows any interest. Okay, it's a good question. So if a woman is hot and cold and playing games, it doesn't matter if you are still at scarcity and you don't have a lot of women. That's settling, right? So that means if you're going to stay with a woman because you have no other women who show interest, but you have one that's showing a little bit of interest, it would be a cause for concern, because this is just a situation where you're just trying to get whatever you can get and not get the best possible scenario, which would be a girl who's not hot and cold, but hot, right? Silver said earlier, ghosting is lazy, disrespectful, immature, and toxic. I agree. Mac said, if your past does not matter, why is the wedding dress white for purity? If you don't respect the marriage establishment, why should you get a positive outcome? Holy matrimony is earned. Any thoughts on that?
I got married at City Hall, so I don't care what dress.
Who cares what color dress you have?
I would wear black anyway. I'm just saying.
I love black. No, I would probably wear like a cream or something, but I don't think it matters these days.
Well, I think it's more of a
Traditional.
Well, it's a metaphor. I think he's just talking about respecting the marriage establishment, being that, you know, how many guys you're sleeping with before you get married. And
it doesn't really matter how many people I've been with or not. It's just,
well, it doesn't matter to you, but it might matter to the guy.
okay. So if it does, it does.
And you don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care. When I say I don't care because I'm not going to change what I want for a guy that I'm just dating. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if he doesn't like it, then don't be with me. Then you have to wait. Same, I think, with her too. We respect ourselves. If you don't want to wait, then fine. I'm okay with you leaving.
I think that was like, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I just think that's like a really awful comment. Like,
Okay. How come?
I mean, I know nothing about this guy, but like that's an internal thought, not something you share on the internet. And like there's like truth behind it. Like obviously, like
I think it's okay to
marriage is-
share our truths. Let's not
marriage
censor
is a
ourselves.
sacrament, and you wear white because of purity. Like, yeah, that's true, but it's because a woman chooses to, like not sleep around doesn't mean that a woman who chooses to have sex is of any less value as a person.
Correct.
And like, I think that's really, shaming people. And not everybody, like I grew up in a way, like I was raised to have these values and I'm happy I did, but not everybody was taught this. And you can't expect everybody to be acting the way I'm acting if they didn't have my upbringing. Like that's not fair. Like some people discover it later on.
Emma, life isn't fair. It's not about shaming. It's about the reaction. Would you guys date a guy who's broke and lives at home with his parents?
I did.
I have.
Did you like it?
I helped him build up.
Did you like it?
Would you
There was
do it?
times.
Would
Okay.
you do it again?
Thank you.
Not where I am now in life. No.
Okay,
When I was
raise your
younger-
hand if you would date a guy who's broke and lives at home with his parents.
There's not enough
Well,
information.
that's
There's
really
no
God,
information
how
on
could
it.
you?
I think
What,
No,
did
no,
he
no,
get
no,
a
no.
divorce
Well,
and
if
did
he's
his
the
money
guy
get
you're
taken
dreaming.
from his
actually-
ex-wife? All of
Oh,
a
okay,
sudden,
fine.
he
I don't know
lost all
any
his money.
any reason.
It's all reason.
I think that it doesn't matter where someone is in life. I think as long as you have goals and aspirations and you have something you want to work towards, I don't care if you have $5 to your name. As long as you have a plan to turn, and I'm not just saying like get rich.
What,
just
well,
to
they don't
be
have a
rich.
plan. What if they don't have a plan?
Then
Then no, I don't want.
Then I don't
Of
someone.
course you wouldn't. And I'm
No.
not going to shame you for that. I could sit and be like, oh, why? What's wrong with that? What? Okay, so he lives at home. So what's the big deal? Blah, blah, blah. It's because your natural reaction is you're not going to want a guy who isn't motivated and ambitious. Just like a guy is
Yeah.
not going to want to be with a woman who slept around town.
But
It's
you
not about
also told
shaming.
me-
It's about what his reaction
you
is
also
to
said
that kind of
I
woman.
have a smaller pool because I don't hook up right away. So you also said a lot of guys don't want to be with people who've slept around. But you also mentioned earlier
I
have
think
a
you said
smaller
you have a
pool
smaller pool
because
because of
I
your
also
age.
don't sleep around. So like a
Well-
guy doesn't want a girl who sleeps around,
Yeah,
but then
no.
a guy also doesn't
It's a
want a
good point.
girl who doesn't
Yeah.
sleep around. So
you
it's
make a good
mix of
point.
both.
And I get why that makes it hard for women because you hear both ends. It's like,
Yeah.
what? Like, so are we supposed to sleep with a bunch of guys? Are we supposed to not? And it's not even, it's just kind of the reality of what's going to occur. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard. I'll admit it. It's hard. It's a hard situation. It's what do you do with that? If I had to have an answer, I mean, yeah, the answer doesn't lie in both ends of the spectrums, right?
Yeah.
If you don't sleep, or if you don't sleep with a guy for a very long time, there are going to be, that's the end of the spectrum that you're on right now, Lauren,
Yeah.
is you're just like waiting very, very, very long. Maybe that's going to work for you. Maybe it won't. My
I didn't say I'm
prediction
waiting
is it might
long. I
not.
could be in a relationship within a month. It doesn't have to be long. I'm just saying I want to know you, care about you, and be like it's only us. It could be a month.
Yeah,
it
but
could
how
be
many?
2 months.
I mean, you think you're really going to get into a relationship in a month? Is he going to
No.
ask you in a month?
no, I don't know.
exactly.
No, it hasn't. But
Right. That's probably not going to happen.
yeah,
So that doesn't seem like a good route. If your goal is marriage and kids and all that, right? And then the other end is, well, yeah, you don't want to bang the guy on the first night,
Mhm.
right? Because you might want to. It also depends on who the guy is too,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So okay, let's go to the next one. Would you date a guy who has an STI?
No.
No.
Nope. I literally told you guys I require an STD check before I do things. STD, STI, nope.
Okay, that's a no. All right. Next question. What do you think men want in the bedroom? Emma.
I honestly am a little uncomfortable talking about this. Sorry.
It's okay.
This is-
I wonder if this is going to either add to the malort or add to the 100. I'm not sure. I honestly don't know.
I love how you asked me this first too. Okay, I need a second to like.
Well, you're
was
just
the question?
you're right next to
What
me.
was the question
Yeah.
again?
What do men want in the bedroom?
I'll answer this
I
so I
mean,
can go to the restroom
yeah.
really fast and you can breathe.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
I think men want confidence in the bedroom, but they don't want it to feel like you've done it before. Like you really know what you're doing, but they also don't want you to be like timid. They want you to be open to obviously trying things. Like, I mean, nobody wants a prude, but nobody wants a slut. And it's like this eternal balance of like, how are you going to be like, know what you're doing, but don't be like,
Too good at it.
yeah, like just like leave room for like learning.
Improvement.
Yeah, like I don't know. And they want to know that you really enjoy what they're doing and that they're doing a good job. And they want to be like positively reinforced. Like guys like compliments. I don't know, but guys also don't want boring sex. Like it's just,
They want some work put in.
yeah. But I mean, like I personally like prefer if a guy takes the lead, but like also it's like guys sometimes prefer when women take the lead. It like really depends. But yeah.
Mariah?
Uh, I don't know. I guess kind of similar, but I do think that guys kind of want someone to take the lead sometimes because I feel like men often do a lot of the work. And I feel like if I can only ride for like 20 seconds and that's exhausting, I'm just saying you guys are probably super exhausted by the end of all that. So I'm sure that they can appreciate when a woman can take a little bit of the charge in the bedroom, but also not like the full to make them feel like emasculated. Yeah.
I
Lauren?
mean, I'm equal about everything, equal pay, all the stuff. So in the bedroom, you got to be equal, open to things. Some things it's uncomfortable, but laugh about it together. And if you can't laugh about it together, then you're not meant to be together because why make it uncomfortable? Just try new things together. And if you're not happy about something, be open about it so it can change. And also, like, if you've been someone for so long, like, why don't we switch it up? What do you do? Let's talk about this and talk about it. I know it's uncomfortable to talk about, but if you're in a relationship, you might as well because you don't want to be bored.
Yeah, I think you guys are all 100% right. I think just like I get like a lot of like creepy DMs sometimes. So like I really don't know what men want.
Can I read them?
That's not my phone's over there, but yeah. But you're gonna see some gross things in
There's
there.
a lot
Like,
of creepy ones.
Okay,
out there.
why don't you just tell us?
oh, it's just gross. Like some,
Pictures gross?
Like yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's gross.
Dick pics gross?
Yes.
Disgusting. Yeah.
All
like
of us
straight up.
probably.
I've had guys ask me to like send pictures of my feet. I'm just like, that's just I know like foot fetish is like a thing, but I just personally I'm just not into that. It's really not my thing. I've had like just some really weird DMs. Like guys just really want to like honestly it's like really disgusting. It's not even weird. It's like borderline disgusting. And so I really don't know what men want. But I think that when you're talking to someone and you're getting to that point in a relationship, I think it's like you were saying, like it's an uncomfortable conversation to have, but I think there's ways to incorporate it very casually to make it not uncomfortable. I would have to say, like I think like an easy way, like I'm a jokester, you know, so I would just like throw a joke in there and be like, oh, like I don't know, I can't really think of one off the top of my head, but I'd kind of like make a weird. I'd be like, oh, like I'd send them on Snapchat, I'd like send a picture of my feet as a joke, like don't sell pictures of my feet as a joke. Obviously, that's like joking. That's a weird example too that I just gave, but I feel like that's a good way to like small stuff like that. It's a good way to. I like that just proves that I'm like not into the foot stuff. If I'm gonna make a weird joke about it, you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Shawn?
I agree with all your points, but
Are they spot on?
I
Are
was
they
gonna
off?
say, it was one that you said, Emma, about like the slut thing. With my experience, I had women tell me like, no, like slut me out. Like it just depends on the person. But as far as what men want in the bedroom, I feel like you have to be submissive. I don't like. It depends on the guy, but for me, I don't like a woman to just be super dominant in the bedroom. That's very unattractive. I love when it's like submissive. Yes, you could take the lead sometimes, start the initiation sometimes, but overall, just, just be submissive. And then someone who could last long, because a lot of women just, they can't really last too long in the bedroom. And I feel like it depends on the sexual drive. So
have you ladies ever tried to research or wait, what's the face?
I don't want to have a long sex. I'm like, just get I'm like 5 minutes is good.
you see, case in point.
So like, I'm not having sex with people unless I'm in a relationship.
We know that.
No, but I'm making a point. I'm mad at you right now. No, okay, I'm just kidding. I'm not even having sex with the person I'm dating right now, and I've already had conversations about sex, what I like and what I do, so we know before it even happens. So like you just said you want someone to be submissive. Okay, great. Maybe I don't like that, but I'll do that for you. And you don't like having long sex.
I can do multiple rounds. I just don't like
when
long
you talk
sex.
about it. All right, why don't we go meet halfway? All right, maybe I can lead up to an hour sex. I don't know.
Wait, so you never went like all night?
When I was trying to conceive my son, I did. We had sex 7 times
But
a day.
you talk about it.
Oh.
But we planned my son. So
you plan,
Okay, so
you
that's
talk.
when you wanted a baby, but not just like.
right. I actually have a very low like they told me like my libido's off. It's like I'm not a super sexual person despite like OnlyFans and everything. I think having OnlyFans kind of desensitized me. So it made me less wanting to
How do you feel about that? Does that bug you, or are you okay with
Not
it?
really, because I've never really been a sexual person. And I feel like because of how I looked, people always just kind of felt that way about me. So I'm like,
I think that's unfair. I've gotten that too.
yeah. So I'm just like, I don't really mind it. And again, like I was with my husband for like a while, you know what I mean? So I didn't really like bounce around to like multiple people to have to like worry about anything.
Yeah. Wait, Lauren, you said something was unfair. What did you say?
Oh, she said people look at her and assume that she's gonna last long. She didn't word it that way, but you kind of said it like that. Like,
Well, they'd assume I'd be
but
like,
she
a slut.
assumed you're gonna be like slutty and sexual and last like long and be dominant. But like, I'm not as sexual, just like you. I'm not.
That's why I have a
But-
chatter on my OnlyFans,
And I'm
because I can't talk
not.
to people.
But if the guy I'm dating does like that, we'll talk about it. Like, I may know what the guy likes right now, and I haven't even hooked up because I want to know what I'm getting into.
Well, I mean, if a guy dressed up in a cop suit came over and tried to arrest me, I'd probably assume he's a cop.
Okay. We'll talk about it. Are you a cop before the cop comes over? No, I don't know. What do you mean by that?
Like a
Like, I don't want a
stripper?
cop to come over.
Thought that was going to hit. That was
If it
that
looks
was
like a duck, quacks like a
We'll
duck.
just say that.
Okay, well,
I'm telling you.
okay,
all
but that's
year.
what she said. Like, if you like people, if we dress or look sexual, doesn't mean we are. You're just making assumptions, and you won't know the
But
assumptions.
not
until you
5
talk
minutes.
about
That's
it.
like, wow.
She probably
But you
not
said
saying
rounds,
5
but-
minutes. She's like
Man.
exaggerating.
Yeah, I'm sure
Like,
I could
she can
last,
last
longer if I
longer.
was like wanting to be on it.
Yeah,
But a lot of the times I'm like,
yeah.
but this is just, again, you're thinking of someone that was married for years and then like towards the end, you know what I mean? Like, obviously when you're getting your ass beat, you're not going to be sexually attracted to someone. So I
Yeah.
would kind of just be like, all right, 5 minutes, go away.
I mean, I was with him for 8 years and lived with him, and we didn't have sex for 2 years. He was cheating on me. I didn't want to be.
How did you handle that? I just don't understand. How could you go 2 years without having sex in that relationship, thinking everything's okay?
I didn't think it was okay.
Remasturbate.
How would you?
No,
Oh.
I just am a busy person. I'm like, all right, I
So
went
2
out
years,
a lot.
no sex, no masturbating.
No sex, but yeah, I don't have to go do that if I'm not getting it.
This is explaining a lot. Because
I can wait.
yes,
I know. I can wait. But I also can do that if I want, but I'm so busy all the time that I can, if I want to go feel that or do that, then fine. I'll go out with friends and get a drink. I'll keep myself, I'll freaking read a book. I'm such a nerd. Like, I mean, just do things that keep me occupied. I mean, I do enjoy that stuff. I mean, I've seen the guy I've been dating yesterday, the day before, and the day before that, and we're not having sex, but I'm fulfilled
Having
with where
fun.
I'm at.
I think most guys.
but I wonder if he is. I guess if he's sticking around.
I mean, I've asked, does this bother you? He's like, when you're ready, just let me know. I said, are you hooking up?
Well, he'll never know when you're ready because you're waiting for him.
He knows. No, I said I want to be in a relationship and exclusive.
Oh, so you've
I'm upfront to every single
did
guy.
you tell him that he's going to be the one who's going to have to
Talk to-
initiate
yeah.
that?
He knows. He knows every guy I've ever been with, even in a fling, they know. Also,
What's his name?
I'm not saying that. Even in
Well,
my flings,
first name?
even in my flings,
It doesn't matter. Here he is. I'm just kidding.
My flings, you're giving. Also, it
Behind
takes a
curtain
while
number one.
for a guy to get an STD check if they're like lazy. Like, are you serious? You're really asking me for that? Yeah, you ain't getting anything from me until you give me that. You ain't. You are not getting anything until you give me that check. It can be a month to 5 months until you
Check?
put it in my hand
No, check. Got
physically
it.
from the doctor.
Okay.
And check as an STD check.
Okay. Got a couple more super chats here. Mac, he's back. The one you don't like.
I don't like
Oh,
that.
Emma lost the vote right there. Her vote's
He's
gone.
back and he's got something to
Guess
say.
what? The guy I'm dating, his name's Mac. Just kidding, it's not. But
Come on, Mac. And Mac.
He wants to go to Mac.
If your actions don't respect the marriage arrange, since it does not matter, it's not really great grammar. How can the guy be assured you're going to respect him? Okay,
None
so
of us are married. None of us are
if
married.
your actions don't respect the marriage arrange, since it does not matter, how can the guy be assured you're going to respect him?
I don't understand the question.
Yeah, what
Straight up.
actions?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Mac's
I'm
not
like,
making a
either
lot
I'm
of
like
sense
really
right now.
dumb.
Mac, why don't you say that again? You don't have to super chat. so we can understand a little bit better. Appreciate the super chat though, and
He
everyone
probably
else.
just wanted to double down on what Emma said.
That was also from about 10 minutes ago. Okay, G Marcy says she's posting provocative pictures and is surprised she's getting disturbing messages. She's casting the fish reel but hates everything
Wait,
she gets
she's
back.
getting the disturbing
I think he is
messages.
confused. Well, unless I know it's not you. I think he's referring to you, Mariah. She's posting provocative pictures and is surprised she's getting disturbing messages. She's casting the fish reel but hates everything she gets back. Did you say that?
I didn't say anything about
No,
that.
she
It's
said
about
she,
Carissa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
she's
was-
questioning him because she
yeah.
talked about.
Marcy seems a little bit mixed
Yeah,
up.
G Marcy, you might be a little bit mixed up, but I do understand what you're saying here.
But I think she might be going like a productive, the workout videos. That's like the
I mean-
videos. That's what he's
Yeah,
focusing
like-
on.
Well, yeah, like you have a solid point, but I also think what self-respecting man sends a picture of his dick to a girl who he knows is not going to respond. Like that's just weird.
or doesn't even know
I
her.
don't post provocative things. I don't work out like that, and I still get weird DMs. I
Yeah.
get.
You have provocative pictures.
Do I?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've
gotta
looked
go
at
look
all.
at her
I've looked at all of your
socials.
guys' Instagrams.
I'm not posting topless pics or workout videos. Which
Well,
to each their own.
I think
Hey,
provocative
the reason why I
could
don't do that is I
be.
don't work out.
I think provocative doesn't have to be nude. I think it can be
Just
It's-
sexy.
sexy
Yeah.
bikinis.
It could be an up top picture. And that's
Yeah.
it.
I
But-
specifically don't post bikini pictures because I don't want that kind of attention from men.
Looks like it doesn't matter. You're still
It
getting
doesn't.
Mm.
But I mean, I do know that if I did post a bikini picture, it would probably be amplified.
I'm also private half the time. I go back from private to public, and I even when private and they can't see pictures, I'm still getting DMs off my one picture, and my one picture is just my face, and I'll get weird DMs just off my face.
How many DMs do you get, Shawn, from women who don't know you?
Probably once every 3 weeks.
Once every 3 weeks?
Because I model, so I post like modeling pictures like in the studio.
And they're hitting on you?
Yeah, they just be like, "Oh, you do that? Like, can we collab?" And then it turns into probably something else.
Once every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Ali, how many DMs do you get from women who are interested in you? Unsolicited women you don't know.
That I don't know.
Yeah. I know you're not mic'd, but I'll say it.
Sure. Almost none.
Okay, almost none. Colton?
I mean, I've had a girlfriend for 3 years.
Oh, that doesn't matter.
You
When
can
I
be
was-
married.
He said he's had a girlfriend for 3 years. I said that doesn't matter.
When I was single, like
When he was single, maybe once a month. Why do you guys think that is for the ladies? Why do you think that you're getting so many DMs from guys
They're attracted to what they see.
and why not men?
They're attracted to what they see.
Whoa, no.
Well, they might be
yeah.
attracted to, well, women can be attracted to what men see. I don't know if that's the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have an ex who's a model and actor, and he gets so many DMs. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Okay. Oh,
More than
so
me.
you're saying you think that men and women equally get the same amount of DMs?
When they're
Depending
attracted,
what they look
yeah.
like.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
think-
it's just depending what they look like.
No, I mean, like,
Especially
if we
today.
just if we just add up all the men and women who have an Instagram,
like that.
if we have all the men and women here, we have data. You're saying that they equally get the same amount of DMs.
No, women would get more
No.
Right. So I agree. My
But-
question is, why do you think that is?
because more men are trying to chase that same woman. That's why. And like you said before, not a lot of women are chasing men. That's why you won't see a lot of women sliding into DMs unless they feel like either they're super attractive, they heard about them from someone else, or there's some kind of comfort where they've already kind of seen them in person.
Agree.
I think that Instagram is one of those like topics where I mean this will just put into perspective for you. I have 2 clients. One of them is a guy and one of them is a girl for my straight hands. They both have OnlyFans and the guy makes a lot of money off OnlyFans, but the girl makes more money. And all the guys' subscribers are guys, even though he's straight, and all the girl subscribers are guys, even though she's straight. So I think it just goes to show, like, yeah, I think a lot more men tend to use that as an avenue of hitting on women. And I do think that, like you said, like not a lot of women, you know, kind of going back to what we said originally, will hit on a man or initiate something with a man. You guys said yourselves you don't want to have to initiate something with a man.
No, I'll initiate.
Oh yeah, you said you would, but
Yeah.
they said they wouldn't. And I think like that just goes to show like men, I think that's like just their masculine trait that they want to go be the go-getter for a woman. And
I do agree with
women-
that. I also think if we lived in a world where women had less options, they would be forced to do it, and therefore they would.
What do
So
you
I
mean
think-
less options?
So I think that it really comes down to, it just really comes down to women at default have more options than men.
Yeah.
They have more guys who are after them than vice versa. Mainly because, well, sex drive for one, but also they have to swing as many times as they can because they're going to be rejected more because women are inherently more selective.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's like if you swinging, you're gonna get a home run if you keep swinging. So that's why. So I
Right.
agree 100%.
I don't
Or a
like
striker.
just being an option though. Like,
Yeah.
I don't respect men who go into girls' Instagram DMs because, like, okay, like let's say a guy is consistently liking my Instagram stories. Like, who's to say he's not going through liking every girl's Instagram stories, like every other girl? You know, like I want a guy to like my energy too, not just like how I physically look like. And it's impossible to tell that through a phone.
But
And-
how would they know that you're going to give them that energy without trying to put it out there?
I mean, I just don't think I would ever date someone through social media. The only reason they would like me is for such a shallow reason, for like how I look like. You can't tell my values. You can't tell anything by just
So,
seeing me.
In your past relationships, your first thing was an initial attraction?
I am not like, I don't want to be like saying I go for ugly guys because that's a rude statement. But
No, you really
I-
judge yourself hard for this. Like, it's okay. You can just
I'm
be.
attracted to the mind. That's why I'm asking.
yeah, no, for me, the biggest thing for a guy is if he's well-mannered. That's the first thing I noticed. I noticed right away, like if we're walking in the street, like, do you walk on the side the cars are coming from? Do you open the door for me? Do you like, I mean, that just shows me
Yeah,
you were
men
brought up
listen, men are
well.
more visual
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
women are more affected by behavior.
And I genuinely start like perceiving your appearance differently the more I get to know you. If I think you have a good character,
And they become attractive.
yeah. And also, we were talking about money earlier and like men with money. And like for me, money doesn't make a man, it's his morals and his values. And I also am really attracted to like intelligent men. Like, it's one thing to be smart, but it's another thing to go out of your way and like educate you on things, like educate yourself on things. And like that's something that's really attractive to me because I know a lot of smart guys who don't do anything with it. They're just smart. But it's another thing if you know a lot. Yeah. Sorry.
Sean, no, great. I just want to hear Sean's.
I was gonna say I agree with all your points, especially when you said the intelligent part and being able to educate. I think that's really key. But to your point too, it is like it's different for men and women, and you're saying like the character, the mind, and then the looks come in.
Yeah.
And then for guys, it's like the looks first, and then we try to see like your personality.
Yeah.
But what's happening though in the DMs? If a guy is DMing you, it is looks first.
Well, I'm not DMing a guy. Like if he's DMing me, it's like most of the time like a one-sided conversation. I mean, I would lie
Well,
if
and
I
I think
said
you said something earlier that you didn't like that, or there was something about that you didn't
yeah,
like.
no, I don't
What
like
was it?
guys. I don't like guys who like I wouldn't really entertain a guy who slid into my DMs. I just think it's a very superficial thing. And like
So how
if
do you start dating?
I meet people out, I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't date so
Well, how do you
often.
think we're swiping on apps?
I don't have dating apps or anything.
So what happens?
How do
if,
you think they're
like-
approaching you? Because they
What do you-
think you're smart,
No, I mean they obviously think I'm attractive, but you can see
right?
how
So it's the same thing, right?
but you can see how I hold myself and you can see how I interact with you. Like you can come up to me and we can have a conversation and you don't have to ask for my number. And I think it takes a lot of courage to go up to a girl
Yeah.
you find attractive. And
So you hate the dating apps? You think it's a bad idea?
yeah, I mean my friends who are on them, I think they're
I was going to say,
fine.
Carissa, you on it?
No.
No.
No. People make fake dating apps of me.
But I actually think it's like fun to see people, but it's so fake. Like, what are you just looking at someone? It's so stupid. Like you try to sum yourself up on this little phone. You're not going to find love that way. I mean, I know some people do. I just don't think it's so likely. I don't think you're going to find that like true romance that people crave.
So no guy could get you in the DM. Like you say you went to DePaul, right?
Yeah.
So let's say there's another guy that's around the same age. He goes to DePaul. You posted something like, having to do with your school. And he just commented on like, oh, I was there too. Like
yeah.
his chances are still like, no, I'm not talking to him.
No, that's like honestly a really good point. So I don't want to say like I completely wouldn't entertain it. I guess it really depends situationally. Like something like that, we already have common interests and, you know, a similar lifestyle since we're both students. So I think it would be a different scenario if I had like mutual friends too. But like a total stranger, I don't know if I would like really respect that or entertain it.
Okay. All right. So in about 10 minutes, we're going to be doing the vote. Emma, do me a favor. Grab the materials for me. Rich or bitch? For those of you who weren't here earlier, we're going to vote who's going to be rich, who's going to be the bitch. So that means that the person who gets the most votes is going to take this $100 bill home. And the people with the least votes, if it's a tie with 0, or a tie, I guess, with any of the lowest number, they will be taking a shot of Malort. So no, do not vote yet. I will let you know when the voting starts, and it's up to you. I'm curious to see who you liked the best, who you liked the least. Rich or bitch coming up. Thanks, Emma. All right. Mac is back. He says, if you're not following the traditional rules with courting till marriage, if marriage is the goal, what rules are you following? What is your result?
Well, I'm not a virgin, so I guess I'm not pure either, if that's what he wants to know. And I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to get at.
Yeah. I'm not following some religious tradition. I'm following what I want to do. I've been with people.
Yeah.
I've lived with for 7 years, 8 years. Those like common law marriages right there. But there's no traditional thing I'm going from on that.
Yeah. And
It's about respect for what I personally want, not if you're thinking like traditional, like religious reason, it's not that at all.
Well, I'm religious, but it's like I didn't wait until marriage. And I mean, I didn't lose my virginity super young, but I was in high school. And like now looking back at it where I am with the whole thing, if I could go back and change it, I probably would. But that's just my personal experience. I know a lot of people do not agree with that. But I have like a lot of, like I grew up Catholic, I went to Catholic school. I have a lot of guilt around having sex. But I don't think there's anything wrong either. Like, you know, that's kind of limitations you put on yourself. It's not like there's a God here sitting right next to me telling me, Emma, don't have sex. Like, it's what I make of it. It's what I believe.
Mike says, does the blonde ask her partners to go beyond the full STD panel and get tested for HSV? And how does she address HPV, which there is no test for men?
There is. I've had my ex who cheated on me get tested. HPV that girls always get. They're like, well, first of all, I got those shots, but there is a test and guys can get it done.
Okay, Mike, there you go.
Boom.
I don't know much about this, but I'll take your word for it.
And guess what? I don't have it because I make sure everybody has to get tested.
Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pull up a clip from the internet from a, well, actually, this is, let's see, that's right. This is a clip of a bunch of clips, which I'll show you right now. I'm going to put my computer here. Everyone's going to watch it. It's like 20 seconds long, and then I want to hear your thoughts on it. Okay. Sound good? Okay, here we go.
I bet you it's Andrew Tate. I'm back.
Can't see it.
Yeah.
You know, here.
I asked the guys, would you rather have a girl that gave good head or a good cook? And most guys
want this.
Would you rather a girl that's amazing in bed or amazing in the kitchen?
Amazing in the kitchen. Well, fitness is my lifestyle, and eating healthy is one of the perks to, live fit.
Amazing in the kitchen all day. I'm a hockey player. Your woman got to support you.
Amazing in the kitchen. Nothing's better than coming home to a cooked meal.
Amazing in the kitchen. I need a girl that can cook some amazing food, spice things up, and then come give me the food in the bed.
Okay. Well, Emma, we heard from you earlier. You said, I think it was you who said something about cooking for someone. But anyway, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean,
what's your reaction to that?
Realistically, they want both and they expect both, I think.
Oh, interesting.
I don't want to say like, oh, those people are lying, but I think a lot of people aren't so creative to answer both, or like wouldn't think to answer both and have to pick one. But I mean, if you know, you and your partner are obviously like intimate like that, and it's not good, they're not going to want to stay with you because you're this perfect woman. Like if like, and I'm talking like it's really not good, it's not getting better, they're not going to stay with you. I mean, maybe they'll stay on you and cheat on you, but like that's awful. That's like such a specific scenario, but I think they expect both.
Okay. Mariah?
I think they do expect both, but also I feel like good food can make you really horny and like really turned on to a person. So I think ultimately that might be enough to make someone. I'm not saying like no good sex, but I'm saying like I think a meal is more important to a man because I don't know. I love food. They love food. We all gotta eat.
Anyone offended by that?
I am.
I'm not.
Okay, Lauren.
I think I wouldn't say expect. I would say they want both. I don't cook. I'm a microwave girl. I can cook tacos and pasta. Every guy I've ever dated, I've been in a 7-year relationship, 2 years, 8 years, and I don't cook.
So you're not going to cook for your kids?
I will do chicken dinos, and order healthy
What's a
food
chicken
in.
dinos?
Chicken dinos from Jewel or Trader Joe's, like chicken fingers.
Chicken nuggets.
Like I'm not cooking from scratch. I will cook and put things in the oven. I am a healthy person. I bottled for years. I would get a healthy plan. I'll buy the food. I'll put it on.
Why
a
are
plate.
you offended though? What offends you about that?
I'm offended because it's basically like.
Are you offended because you don't know how to cook?
I know I'm only going to date you if you cook for me. That's not really.
See, I'd want them to
I
buy
don't
me
think
cooking
they
lessons.
said
I
it.
don't think that's what
They didn't say you only cook for me.
I think it's a little bit flattering. I think that it means a lot that a man isn't motivated by sexual desires. I mean, personally, I love cooking. I grew up in an Italian household, so like we like to make a lot of food at home. We do
Big
Sunday
portions.
dinners. Yeah. Actually, in Italy, the portions are really small, but we have multiple like courses.
Yeah.
And I think that says a lot about someone that you would rather have good food, because I think there's a saying like you break bread with good company, and I think that says a lot. I think it says, you know, being with someone is more than just sex. It's about sharing good conversation, drinking good wine, sharing good memories with one another. I think it's more than. I think that
sounds like you're shaming sex right now.
That, but like
sounds like I should be having sex right now.
No, it sounds like you're shaming sex right now.
No. I'm just saying, like, I think a relationship.
Sex is.
I think
pretty,
it's so significant
pretty intimate,
to a relationship. Right? But I just think that this is fair for anyone to say, like, if you're just with someone to have sex with them, then you shouldn't be in a relationship with someone. There should be more reasons that you want to be with someone than just sex. And that's what I think that they were trying to say.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. But like, I'm also not having sex, and I'm also not cooking. So, and people are still with me for years.
Every half an hour we're on this show, your pool shrinks more and more and more.
I will be the sous chef. I will be the sous chef. I like to cook together. Like I said, communication is key. So I will always do things together.
I have an honest question for you. Do you care what men want?
Yeah, I do.
We're kind of telling you here what men want, and you're just like, well, I'm not fucking doing it.
I didn't say I will cook
just said
3
you're
things,
not gonna cook.
tacos and pasta. But if you want me to go do some like a seafood platter and things like that, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm not good at cooking.
Well, I don't know if they want or need a gourmet
I'm
chef.
just saying, if they want something like that, I'm honest. Like, I'm not good at that. It's not my specialty. I understand you want to do that. Why don't you teach me or give me some cooking classes? But if you want that right away, I'm not the one for that.
What are you the one for? Why should a man be with you?
I have uplift guys when they're down. I'm there. I'm your support system. Like I said, if I'm not going to leave you not eating, like she said, if you're stressed and you can't eat during the day or run out, I'm going to get you the food. I'm going to be there for you to the end. I'm going to pick you up when you're upset, when you want advice. I'm always going to be there for you in almost all the ways, maybe not cooking, but in a different way when it comes to food.
Okay.
I'm always there for someone the way they need it to be, but in a maybe not need, that's not the right. I'm there for the way what the guy really wants, but it may just not be the cooking way. I'm doing it in a different way.
Eastwood said, so men need to jump through all these hoops, but you won't cook.
No, sorry. Well, Eastwood, whatever, and I are not going to be together.
He makes an interesting point.
Well, that's the point. Like, I get it. I get guys.
Do we think
may not
that
want
Lauren, not to gang up on you, but just to get some perspective, do we think that Lauren is asking for men to jump through a lot of hoops? Or do you think what she asks for is reasonable?
I'm also older. I'm 12 years older than her. And I know
Which
what I
means
want.
you should be asking for less because you're not as
No.
desirable
No, don't
as the
say
women who are
that.
young.
I can have what
It's-
I want and what I need. And if someone's not there, then I'll be by myself.
Maybe.
And I'll be by myself if it needs to be.
Why would you want to be by yourself? That
I'm
sounds
not saying I want to
that
be by
sounds
myself,
terrible.
but I'm saying why would I want to settle?
Why would you succumb to that though?
But why would I settle for something that I don't want to give?
Who says you have to settle?
If a man is like, I'm only going to be with you if you cook for me and do this, then I don't want to settle for that.
Well, men, you're also asking men for things as well.
Yeah. And if they're not happy with that, then I understand what they want. And I'm like, all right, well, then we're not going to be together.
Mariah and Emma and Carissa, do you think that she has a good strategy?
I think I'm being praised for how I am, and then she's being hated on, and it's really unfair because we have, a similar outlook. And also, now I'm young and I'm desirable, but what happens if I don't find my person? And, I'm going to age too. And it really sucks.
Well, you might find your person
tomorrow
before you're 34 or before you're 40 or 50.
But I also might not. And it really is sad how it changes, how all of a sudden, oh, Emma, she's so sweet. She's so feminine. But why is she not feminine?
That is
But why are you
fucking,
putting your
that
age
is
on it? It doesn't
hilarious.
really matter.
Guys have to go through the same thing.
But what do you
guys
mean?
aren't even taken seriously until they're making a lot of money. They are super charismatic, super ambitious, probably older. There are so many things that we have to be to even get a woman to look at us. We have to go, we have to approach, we have to be the ones who are either mass DMing you girls or approaching you. That's not fair either.
Well, okay, let me say something. Honestly, for me, I don't need a guy who's super wealthy. I don't need him to be older. It's a luxury for me, but I'm financially stable to the point I'm not worried about my future partner making money, but I'm worried about him being a good guy who actually has good values. And I think that's really, really
You
rare.
will though. I'm telling you. Lauren, come on.
What? I don't need an older guy. I've dated younger. I've dated older.
But has a good income.
I've dated people who make less money than me.
How did that turn out?
And we dated for 8 years.
No. My past fling, the 27-year-old made less money than me. That's fine. You're making assumptions on us, and they are too, which is fine. You guys don't know us, but that's just an assumption on what you think most girls want. But
I don't know, Mariah, Carissa.
The only thing I don't agree about is that you don't want to cook. But that's just because I feel like
I'll
when
cook with you.
Well, hold on. Stick to.
So I feel like when
what I said here.
when I feel like when a man looks at a woman, right? They want to also see a nurturer. They want to see someone that can potentially mother their children. I don't think that they want their kid just straight up eating dinos all day. I'm just saying. I'm Puerto Rican, okay? So again, similar with the cooking thing. Right. We learn to cook at a young age because we're taught to be independent women, and we're also taught in my family, we serve the men first, right? So that's just what I grew up on. And that's my values that I hold. So I'm also going to know hey, I should be packing your lunches. And I don't care if you make less than me, more than me. I'm still going to cater you in that sense. I'm still going to cook your meals, pack your lunches and everything like that. That's just how I was brought up.
But I still
You're
do
going to
that. I'm
make
just
some
not
man
cooking
very
it.
happy.
Thank you.
I'm still doing those things. I'm just not cooking it. I'll go to the store and get prepackaged sandwiches that are pre-made and had that ready. I'm just not
let me
cooking
just
it
tell
from
you
scratch.
something that you're making is going to be so much more valued in the man's eyes versus something that you just say, here you go. Anybody can order. I can order food for every single person in this room. It's not going to mean anything. But
There's
if I would have
there's a
came in here and made
nurturing
something,
feminine aspect to it, I would say.
I've had a guy like the last guy I was talking to, he told me, I was like, oh, he's like, oh, he really liked pesto pasta.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I make homemade pesto pasta. And then he worked right next to my house.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to make homemade pesto pasta. Do you want some? And he's like, he did tell me it was such a difference that I homemade made it versus oh, it's a store-bought one that he's so used to eating. You're 100% right. But I think going back to what you're saying, I think you specifically, your idea on what men want is a specific niche group of men. I think that a lot
not
of men.
a chance. What did I say that you think is niche?
I think that you said that. Well, you said that maybe every man wants a woman to cook for them. I don't think that's necessarily true.
Well,
Maybe
first of all,
there's a
I
chef.
didn't say that. They said that.
Oh, well, whoever said that
Well,
is what I meant. I'm sorry, I didn't mean you. I
No,
meant
that's fine.
whoever said that.
Was there anything that I did say
I
that you
just
feel
think
was
that
niche?
as far as like her, like if she doesn't want to cook, then maybe she'll marry a chef tomorrow, today, or yesterday.
Mind you,
Chances
I
are rare.
also go to Italy and pick up prepackaged, cook together. I cook with the person being saying, I'm not good at this. I can
That's
learn.
exactly what a guy
And I
wants to
have
come home and
done
do
that.
after a long day of work. He wants to come home and he wants to cook with you the prepackaged shit.
I was just about to say that. Like, it's a different feeling when you come home from a long day of work and the food's already ready.
But
And
she
it's like
just said that she
homemade.
doesn't care if she works more than him. She makes more money than him. So maybe he's going to take the role of someone who's at home, someone who caters to her. I just think it's unfair to say that there's not a man out there like that for her, because I know that there are.
I was working 14-hour days.
There might be.
And
I know there are.
But I just still don't think you can afford to have such a long list of expectations.
What are
especially
my long
ones-
list? There's maybe 2 or 3 things you've said. No sex right away, and I don't cook.
Those are still pretty
That's
big ones.
2 things. 2.
So that's it. So you have no other
And an
expectations
STD check, but that goes along with sex. So there, you said there's a long list.
Okay,
I've
so
dated,
why is
I
it
don't have
so? How
massive. What?
there's so many men out there who fall under this,
Yeah, I've dated a lot of men.
and so why didn't it work out with those guys? Was it
So the
all?
last
Let me ask you a
3
question. To go with that, was it all their fault and none of yours?
No, like the last guy, he ended things with me because he's like, I just don't see a spark. It's like, okay. He's like, but I'd love to continue to hang out with you and just hang out and be hookup friends, even though we weren't even having sex.
But why do you? I'm saying, in any of your, how many relationships have you been in?
Actual full-on long-term boyfriends, 3, 7 years, 2 years, 8 years, and then like 15 flings.
And so I'm just asking, like, do you take accountability at all, or is it all you
Yeah.
found the wrong guys?
Yeah. No, I mean, if I'm in the wrong, I want to know I'm in the wrong and I want to fix it. So if you want me to cook,
What did they say that you did wrong?
well, the long-term guy who cheated on me was like, you're never here. You one of the issues that he did want me to cook, but I'm like, all right, I can come home after a 14-hour cooks and start cooking at 8 p.m. Would you like to eat at 10? Or would you like me to do on the weekends, kind of thing? So like, yeah, he wanted me to cook, but okay, great. I can cook when I get home at 8 p.m.
So do you take any of that stuff and apply those lessons to your future relationships? Or are you just saying, fuck it,
Yeah.
I don't care?
Yeah, like, I mean, I know guys want me to cook for them, but I'm very upfront of like, all right, well, I'm not good at it. So either let's do it together for a while until I get used to this, or what specifically do you like? How about you give me the ingredients and instruction and I'll try to do it myself. Like, it's not like I'm like, no. And literally you said, I have this huge list. What's my huge list?
You tell me.
I don't have a huge list. I don't.
I don't believe that.
Why? I have the
Okay.
2 things I'm set on that I'm never going to budge on. Well, I mean, like I said, the cooking thing I would budge on.
I mean,
but
we can go back and forth and in circles about this, but if you didn't have a long list, I think that you would be with one. I think you would not be single.
A lot of the guys I've dated have cheated on me or are players or liars. So like I was dating the wrong people. Now I'm dating someone who's nice, who I don't think would ever cheat. And I think I realized that in the past 2 years. So if you think I went for someone specific, I did date a lot of players, hot guys who got everybody. Not that the guy I'm dating is very cute and I am attracted to him.
Emma
But
and
I'm older and I know what I
Carissa,
want.
take seriously, like, I don't give advice to women, but like, take note from that. It's like, this is what women do. This is a very common general story, especially today. Women who are under 28 end up with the players, hot guys. So to be fair, they choose wrong.
Yeah, and I could
And
still do
then
that
they
right now.
and
And
then
they are there.
You could, but you
They
learned.
are there,
You
and I know
learned,
they're there.
but you learned at a later age that's just not ideal.
Yeah.
Okay. We got to take a vote. So it's vote time, Emma, my beautiful assistant. Thank you so much. We are doing rich or bitch. So you are going to right now vote for who you thought was your favorite. Okay. So only write the name of the person you thought was the favorite. The person who gets the most votes is going to get this. And the least votes is a shot of Malort. You cannot vote for Carissa. She's on antibiotics. And
you weren't supposed to say that.
Disclosing medical
Was I not?
information.
You said, don't say that. She's not drinking.
well, I wasn't supposed to say that. Sorry, Carissa. I apologize. Forgot. But anyways, don't vote for Carissa. She's not drinking. Everyone else you can vote for. We got Shawn, we got Lauren, we got Mariah, we got Emma. And maybe I should just give this to you, Carissa, because I feel
Honestly,
bad.
I feel like you should double it.
I'll tell you what, I'll half it. You get $50 because I shouldn't have said that.
I agree.
Fair?
Yeah.
I'm a nice guy. Lauren doesn't think so. All right,
I
everyone.
already told you that you shouldn't have said it, so you should have listened. So you're not listening. Therefore, communication issues here on this table.
Listen, I'm running a whole live. I got a lot on my plate. Give me a break. Sorry. And get your votes out there. In the meantime, let's do some conclusions. So I'd like to hear final thoughts from everyone. Shawn, start with you. Just like anything you want to say, any last words you have. The audience listening.
I just got one question and then just one thing. So I just want one more question for you. Would you start at OnlyFans and just post your feet?
Nope. That is absolutely not something I would ever want to do in my life, ever. I think that makes me personally feel very uncomfortable that someone would be sexualizing my feet. It's not really in line with my character. And like I said, I specifically don't post bathing suit pictures because I don't want that kind of attention. So you're making me feel like I have to cover up my feet right now. I feel like you're looking at my feet right now.
No, it was just a question.
Okay.
He already took the pic.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, no, I absolutely not. I would not. Would you?
I was a girl, yeah, I would.
You
'Cause
would?
it's
If you're
like
a
my
girl, why
feet.
does it matter? Guys have OnlyFans. Why
Yeah.
are you doing it now?
Ain't no
If you're a
girl
model,
gonna-
you should honestly start
Ain't
an
no girl
OnlyFans.
gonna like.
No, but guys
buy-
would.
No, I have no guys who do it.
What do you mean, no?
See?
Because it's like different.
Why
know
wouldn't you
guys-
start
Y'all say
an
do
Only-
it.
There are
Yeah.
guys who do it. So.
Yeah, no, I know a lot of
And
guys
you like
that do
model
it.
as it is,
You say
so-
you would. But nah.
If you're a model, I think you should definitely look into it, to be honest. Yeah,
It's worth it. I can show you.
yeah.
Nah, because you say you wouldn't do it, so I probably wouldn't do it.
But why wouldn't you do it?
Because like that's not something I'm into.
But you're a model.
If I'm a model, but it's different modeling. Like that's not something that I cater to, you know. So I model like my fashion sense because I'm also a stylist. I'm an image consultant, so that goes into what I do.
You would never like wear toe rings and post them.
No, that's funny. But yeah, I'll say my final thoughts is just all you got to do. Like dating is a game. You're just finding your person. I feel like when it comes to dating, the only part that make it hard for women is because you're trying to find the right person. And all these other guys that are like not the person for you is blocking the person that you want. That's how I feel. That's how I feel how women's looking at it. But yeah.
Really interesting take.
Final thoughts from you, Carissa.
My final thoughts, I think that this was really informative. I think that I'm so used to like kind of think I have a type. So I think I'm kind of used to knowing what my type likes. So I feel like this is refreshing to know what other men in the world are into. Really refreshing to know that I have masculine energy. I think a lot of men should be scared of me for that reason. I actually have been told that I feel like if I have my eyes set on a guy, I think I can be kind of snippy towards guys. But that's a different story for a different time. So yeah.
Lauren.
I mean, even if I wasn't doing this, everyone's going to make assumptions of you, just like Mac and Mr. West. Or I don't know, Mac.
Mr. Big Mac.
And that's that. That's just life. Like I've modeled for 12 years, and people make assumptions off little things. And I have my values, and to each their own. You think I have a lot of standards someone has to meet. I do have standards, but there's only one main thing, and that's that. But you just made an assumption there's a ton, but there's really not. So like that's just dating. People are going to assume things.
Does he have to be a certain height?
Nope.
Yes.
Not for me.
Hold on for Lauren. 5'2"? Is cool?
5'9" is the shortest I've done.
Okay. So
And I'm
5'9" is the
6
shortest
feet.
you'll go?
Is the shortest I've ever been asked. Like no 5'2" guys ever asked me on a date. But I always I've always given a guy a chance, even if they're shorter. I say,
Okay.
I always want a chance, so why don't you give them one chance? I actually used to give the guy 3 chances, even if I know it's really not going to work out, because maybe I'd usually do 3 dates and before I cut it off.
Okay.
And when I cut it off, I do not ghost them. I'm honest.
We like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Mariah, any last thoughts?
I think we all still have a lot of work to go on ourselves, but obviously there's a journey for everybody. I think that when we go home, we should write down 5 desirable things about us and 5 undesirable things about us, so we know what we can work on in the future to become better partners for the future people we're going to be with. That's my final thought.
Cool. Emma?
I just want to say thank you for having me. This was a fun experience.
Well, thank you.
I never thought I'd do anything like this.
Okay.
Also, it's just a reminder, we're all people. We all make mistakes. Your past should not haunt you forever. If you're genuinely changing, that's the thing. People change, you know? And yeah, like, take care, people. Thank you for tuning in.
Emma, you should just come back. You've been a great assistant, grabbing the money and the Malort. And do we have a tally? Because the voting is now closed.
Yes.
You got something?
Yes.
All right. So hand it over. And we'll read it out and we'll see. Who wins? Who's the rich? Who's the bitch? Okay.
Horrible.
I know it's terrible. Wait, so it looks like, okay, the winner of the $100 tonight for rich or bitch is, drumroll please. Can anyone guess?
I said Mariah.
Yeah,
Everyone guess who they think who think got the most votes.
I agree.
I would have thought her.
Me.
Yeah.
I'm not even in it.
Oh, I thought you were in it.
No, but Carissa does win a $50.
Yeah. Thanks, I guess.
All right. The $100 goes to, by 2 votes ahead of second place, Emma.
Yay.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
So
Let's order a second
so I
first.
guess
What are all
maybe
the other
Quiet
ones?
does win. And we're not done. All right. So Emma got 8 votes. We had a tie of Mariah and Shawn at 6.
So I have to take the shot.
And Lauren, you have
I'm on antibiotics
4
too.
votes.
Look, I'm eating
and
ginger
have
ale.
to take the shot of Malort.
I'm a sipper, so we're gonna sit here for an hour.
You agreed that you'd take a shot
I
of it.
said I would take a
Will you-
shot.
will
You,
you-
didn't say how I had to take it.
Does anyone else want a shot of Malort to cheers with Lauren?
Yeah,
I
I'll
wish
take
I
one.
could.
Look at that. Sean's going to do one. Mariah?
And it's crazy. I don't even.
I've never
like
tried it, so why
Oh
not?
my gosh,
Mariah's gonna
she's
do
gonna
it.
take mine.
Yeah.
Emma?
Yes.
If the people want me to, I'll do
I'll
it.
split one with you.
Look at that. Emma's going to do it too.
Okay.
And
Carissa.
I'm on antibiotics, so I'm out. All right. Let's pour them up. Everyone will take a shot. Yeah, thanks for being here, guys. I know that it got brutal for a little bit, but I appreciated everyone's honesty. I appreciate everyone coming and sharing their uncensored and raw opinions. I know I was hard on a couple people here, potentially Lauren, but I do
Why was
appreciate
it
you guys
hard?
coming. Oh, good. Okay, we're still friends. All right. So yeah, we'll get those shots poured up. Everyone, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the super chats. Appreciated. If you need help, if you are out there trying to meet women and it is a struggle for you, if you need help in the dating arena with online dating, with meeting women in person, TripAdvice Coaching is here to help you with opening up more options for you. Go to tripadvicecoaching.com. We'll have you hop on a call with our team to learn more about how coaching works. I'm going to put a link here on the screen so you can check that out. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. Ali, those shots are being poured so slow, but it's because everyone has agreed to take one. So pretty amazing. Cool. Anything else? Any other thoughts? Everyone enjoyed it? Did anyone have a bad time? Does anyone regret being here? You can be honest.
No.
No.
Okay.
I think it was interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Colton? Tom? Malort shots?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
I mean, they're really good. You guys will enjoy it, but not good.
The lies he tells.
Yeah,
They're not good.
I'm good.
Oh
Pass
yeah,
it
you've
around.
never had it before. Oh my god.
I'm not a drinker at all. I
You're
do
not-
like mojitos.
You literally
Sometimes
came in and had a
palomas.
tequila shot.
Yeah, so not be
I love
nervous.
tequila.
I'm actually a very I seem social, but I'm actually very antisocial
I think
with strangers.
I think I'm extroverted.
I think everybody should take a shot.
Yeah, that's
Come
right.
on. If I'm taking one,
I'm out.
come on, please.
I don't take the $100 and I don't take the shot.
I feel
so
like it's your show. You gotta take.
Yeah, you got to. It's a perfect closing scene.
I just can't do it, guys. I just can't do it.
What's your excuse?
Honestly, no excuse. I'm
I have
I'm
to drive to
keeping
Indiana and I'm still doing it.
I understand. I'm keeping drinking to a minimum. So I'm only drinking for very special occasions. No offense, but I do these every week. So weddings. So I did drink this last weekend at my friend's wedding. What else is a special occasion? I don't know. There's not many. So I'm keeping drinking to a minimum, and I'm not a bitch. So, I'm just kidding. All right. Cheers. Lauren.
It seems like it's gonna be disgusting.
Oh,
All right. Colin's taking one. Tom's taking one. The whole team's taking one.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you, team.
It's okay. You can hate me all you want.
That's disgusting. For
Yeah,
real.
it's so bad.
How is it? Describe it.
I don't
Worst
know,
thing
like
I've ever
medicine. mixed
Really?
With,
Dude,
I'm a
straight
sipper.
face
I
though.
don't
Good
know.
job.
Yeah, I don't drink, but
Oh,
like
I'm a
you
sipper.
it tastes like rubbing
Of course, the
alcohol
one
mixed
who
with
loses
medicine.
is the sipper.
I
Take
told
it
you
back.
from the beginning I'm a sipper, and I rarely drink unless it's a glass of wine.
Okay.
she's a lady, so she's.
Well, I drink like margaritas, but like a drink or two maybe. I'm not a shot girl.
Well, that concludes it. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks everyone for watching. It was great. We'll be here next Monday, 8 p.m. with a whole new crew. I'm getting excited because I'm doing a lot of these shows now. And I feel like eventually here, maybe in a couple months, we'll do a best of. We'll have some people come back. Obviously, people who want to come back, people who are interesting. I don't know if I keep doing Rich or Bitch, maybe I'll do a show where like all the bitches come back, all the riches come back. I don't know. We're gonna have some fun. So thanks for joining in. See you next Monday, 8 p.m. Central. Talk to you soon. Thanks.